بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Yes, تدويني قال. Let me just get set up and all nice. And yeah, my people, what's popping? Link from early, bang, bada boom. Yes, accountability, that's what we're talking about. Accountability, government, because there's a little story that I was watching. I saw something and I thought to myself, you know what, it's Thursday. I tried to do a stream yesterday, but like, I was just knackered. Literally one day late. So I thought to myself, you know what, let me just freshen up a little bit. Tomorrow's Thursday, you know, so again, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope everything's going well. Hope everyone's Ramadan is nice. And boom. Let me get into it. Let me just quickly get into it. Yo, big up, my brother, man like Robin Hood in the building. Gilling what Mo's official. This is the IG family, my family right there. Boom, man like Robin Hood. I see. Gilling Horror, big up. So yeah, this is what I really wanted to discuss today. When are we gonna start holding things accountable? Where's the videos that let me just line up what I gotta play. Yeah, let me just get everything lined up in order. That's one or two things, yeah. So I wanted to look at a couple of videos. So, yes, Tapioso, another SS family member, Legionis in the building. I see you. Gilling hore, Deya. Yeah, so let me get into one of these videos. I want to start off with this one. I want everyone's thoughts on this so far. And then I'm gonna play another video on it. And then we're gonna break down the topics in how it is, and then we're gonna look at everything from every angle. SS style, you know, I already know. Yeah, I already know. Again, وانا جواي قاعد انا فاهمين ولا فاهمين دون تعدان نبرون دوت ولا يا صار هذا ما تروح نقاد لنا هذا accountability كلمة توفي عن accountability في Somali. I don't know. I think أنا ما في حساب. أنا على حساب تمام. وحال slugger. I don't know. What would be the best way? I don't know, guys. Someone put in the chat for me. Like, what is the best كلمة for Somali accountability and I don't know. That's what I think. Basically, I think that's the closest word I can think of. So I want to everyone know thoughts on this 2-minute video, and this is why I want to get into accountability and is African governments, can they be accountable? Let's go.
halkan waxaan idinku aqrinayaa warmurtiyeedkii ka soo baxay muxuu ahaa guddigii ra'iisul wasaaraha xukuumadda Soomaaliya oo u magacaabay in ay xal waara ka keenaan arrimihii ka dhacay magaalada Muqdisho iyo sidii loo soo celin lahaa amniga magaalada Muqdisho loogana saari lahaa saameyntii ka dhalatay marka qodobadii guddigu uu xalka ku soo aruuriyay ra'iisul wasaaruhuna la qaatay ayaan doonayaa halkan inaan idinkaga aqriyo qodobka koowaad qodobada ay soo saareen guddigu waxa uu leeyahay kow in dhammaan ciidamada ku yimid xasaradihii ka dhacay magaalada Muqdisho dib loogu celiyo goobihii ay ka yimaadeen lagana saaro magaalada muddo 48 saac gudahooda oo ka bilaabanaysa 5 bisha shanaad 2021 oo ah maanta qodobka labaad in aanay xuquuqda ciidamadaas wax saameyn ah ku yeelanin sida mushaarka darajooyinka iyo xilalka loona raacan wax ku saabsan qalalaasii ka dhacay magaalada Muqdisho qodobka saddexaad in si gooni ah loo xalliyo saraakiisha leh duruufaha gaarka ah sida darajooyinka mushaaraadka iyo xuquuqda kale ee ciidan afar in kalsooni laga dhex abuuro hay-adaha amniga iyo siyaasiyiinta qaba tabashooyinka amni shan in ra'iisul wasaaraha xukuumadda Soomaaliya uu wareegto soo saaro uu ku farayo taliyaasha ciidamada qalabka sida in aanay ku milmin arrimaha siyaasadda b in aanay bixin amarro ay ka dhalan karto khalalaase amni iyo mid siyaasadeed lix in la magacaabo guddi khubaro ah ciidan ah oo kala taliya ra'iisul wasaaraha dib u habaynta ciidamada qaranka toddobo in aan ciidamada qalabka sida loo adeegsan arrimo siyaasadeed faragelinna lagu samayn sideed in dhammaan dhinacyadu ay joojiyaan ficilada iyo hadallada abuuri kara colaadda iyo nacaybka. 9 in la soo celiyo gaadiidka iyo hubka gaarka loo leeyahay ee lagu kala qaatay dagaaladii ka dhacay magaalada Muqdisho lana soo daayo dadkii loo xiray. 10 fulinta qorshahan waxaa mas'uul ka ah ra'iisul wasaaraha iyo xukuumaddiisa.
Yeah, that was the first video I wanted to play. Like, apparently there is accountability. Yes. Yeah. All right. I knew it was Hisab. It probably is Hisab. But then again, Hisab man Arabic behind it. So I was thinking, so again, a couple of people might get allergic to that. But they're trying to say, what is accountability? And also, African now will be the closest climate to it. Of Somalia. That's what I wanted to ask the panel as well. And yeah, so basically, I kind of like what they were saying in that video. I don't know about you guys, but dadkii ciidankii ganas la soo lugooyay iyo wixii oo dhan cid ganas la xisaabtamayo baa laga masaxay darashooyinkooda ula so Roble. Again, I'm looking at the boy Roble right now, and there's a video that I wanted to play. I don't know if I could find it about Roble. I was just reading. And where's Rosetta? New face potential. What do you guys think? Well, I'll come for it. Then you guys vote. We're just gonna participate in a conversation. But what do you guys think about the boy Robes? The boy Robes looks like he's on stuff. I don't know. But this video came out as well, so I wanted you guys' thoughts on this one. You could just watch. Yeah. And again, I'm going to be looking at a whole holistic view of African governance as well tonight. So don't get to. I've got other couple of things that I wanted to look at and where it failed and why it failed. You get what I'm coming from? Like, how can we sort of build a new type of system? So bear with me. Let me just again.
kulanti wanaagsan daawadayaal kuna soo dhawaada barnaamijka wararkii ugu dambeeyay ee Soomaaliya. qodobadan maanta barnaamijka ku soo qaadi doonana waxaa kamid ah ra'iisul wasaare Roble oo qaadaya tallaabo culus kadib markii uu 3 qodob oo aad u culus u ballan qaaday saraakiisha iyo ciidamada militariga badbaado qaran. haddaba miyay qodobada qaar fulintooda ku adkaan doonaan ra'iisul wasaare Roble? wararkii ugu dambeeyay militariga badbaado qaran oo lagu wado inay saacadaha soo socda isaga baxaan magaalada Muqdisho dibna ugu laabtaan xiriyahoodii. maxay siyaasiyiinta mucaaradka ka yiraahdeen heshiiskii laga gaaray in militariga badbaado qaran laga saaro magaalada? gudoomiyaha midowga murashaxiinta oo war culus ka soo saaray tallaabadaasi ayaan idiin soo gudbin doonaa. wararkeena kalena waxaa kamid ah maxaa ka soo baxay kulamo siyaasadeed xalay ka dhacay Muqdisho, xogta kulan kala gaara oo dhex maray ra'iisul wasaare Roble, madaxweynayaasha Galmudug, Hirshabelle iyo madaxdii hore ee dalka ayaan idiin soo gudbin doonaa. iyo ra'iisul wasaaraha Jamhuuriyadda Federaalka ee Soomaaliya oo hal cod u diray midowga murashaxiinta kadib kulan uu la qaatay. waa maxay fariintii cajiibka ahayd ee uu gudbiyay murashaxiinta ra'iisul wasaare Roble? qodobadaas ayaan ku faahfaahin doonaa barnaamijka insha Allah. waana subax khamiis 6 bisha shanaad ee May sanadka 2021. barnaamijkan wararka Soomaaliya waa mid aan ku soo gudbino dhammaan dhacdooyinka dalka. haddaba daawada ka qayb qaado dib u dhiska dalka inagoo ka dhiraanayna wax walba oo dib inoo celin kara. waad ku mahadsantihiin inaad taasna la fahantaan. fadlan nala faafiyo wararka oo gaarsiiyo saaxiibadiina idinkoo ku sheer gareynaya baraha bulshada. mahadsanidin. aynu ku bilowno wararkeena. ra'iisul wasaaraha xukuumadda federaalka ah ee Soomaaliya ayaa ballanqaad u sameeyay ciidamada qabsaday qaybo kamid ah magaalada Muqdisho ee ka hor yimid muddo kororsigii dhawaan loo sameeyay dowladda federaalka ee Soomaaliya, balse markii dambe laga laabtay. ciidamadan oo ka kala tirsan militariga, booliiska iyo xooga kale ayaa fadhiya qaybo badan oo kamid ah degmooyinka Hodan, Howlwadaag, Kaaraan iyo Cabdicasiis. waxaana heshiis lagu gaaray xalayto, isla markaana heshiiskaasi uu ka dhacay hoyga madaxweynaha Galmudug uu ka degan yahay magaalada Muqdisho kadib markii ay yeesheen guddigii arrintaasi loo soo saaray oo ra'iisul wasaaraha la kulmay. ballanqaadyada uu sameeyey ra-iisul wasaare maxamed xuseen rooble ee keenay heshiiska magaalada looga saaray ciidamadan ayaa kala ah islamarkaana ee qaarkood la isleeyahay waa ay adkaan doontaa in ciidamadaasi ay helaan xuquuqda sida mushaarka darajooyinka iyo xilalka wax saameyna ku yeelanin qalalaasihii ka dhaca magaalada muqdisho inuusan jiri doonin aargoosi in loo raacdo dhacdooyinkii caasimadda in si gaara loo xaliyo saraakiisha leh duruufaha gaarka ah sida darajooyinka mushaaraadka iyo xuquuqda kale ee ciidan wararka laisla dhex marayo ayaa waxay sheegayaan in ra-iisul wasaare maxamed xuseen rooble uu ka shaqaynayo sidii darajooyinkiisa loogu soo celin lahaa taliyihii hore ee booliiska gobolka banaadir saadaq cumar xasan saadaq john qodobka adag in guddi loo saaro lagu ballamay ayaa ah sida laga yeelayo xilka qaadista iyo darajo kaxayuubintii lagu sameeyey saraakiisha qaarkood sida taliyihii booliiska gobolka banaadir saadaq john oo xilkiina laga qaaday sidoo kalena dhammaan darajooyinkii ciidan ee uu lahaane laga dhigay kadib markii madaxweynaha soomaaliya maxamed cabdulaahi farmaajo uu isagu tallaabadaasi qaaday qodobkan ayaa ah midka ugu culus oo laisleeyahay ra-iisul wasaare rooble ma fulin doonaa dhinaca kale waxaynu eegaynaa waxyaabihii ay ka yiraahdeen heshiiskii laga gaaray magaalada muqdisho ee midowda murashaxiinta kadib markii heshiis ka kooban dhowr iyo 10 qodob laga gaaray xiisadii toddobaadyaddan ka taagneyd magaalada muqdisho waxaase soo taraya soo dhoweynta iyo bogaadinta qodobada ay ku heshiiyeen ra-iisul wasaare rooble iyo midowda murashaxiinta cabdiraxmaan cabdishakuur cabdiraxmaan odowaa iyo mahad salaad oo ka mid ah siyaasiyiinta mucaaradka ayaa aad u soo dhoweeyey qodobadii lagu heshiiyey ee shalayto iyagoo ku taliyey in sida ugu habboon loo dhaqangeliyo heshiiskaas oo xal u noqon kara xiisadii maalmahan ka jirta magaalada muqdisho ugu horreyn xildhibaan odowaa ayaa waxa uu qoraal uu soo dhigay boggiisa facebooka ku yidhi heshiiskii iyo qodobadii xalayto lagu heshiiyey waa soo dhoweynayaa waana bogaadinayaa dhammaanteen mar haddii muddo kororsigiisa qiiray aan nabadaynta u istaagno oo aan u dhagarnuglaano ayuu yidhi dhinaca kale cabdiraxmaan cabdishakuur ayaa isaguna yidhi waxaan bogaadinayaa heshiiskii laga gaaray xiisadii ka dhalatay muddo kororsigii fashilmay kalsooni ayaan ku qabnaa adkaysiga geedi socodka nabadda iyo dhismaha dowladnimada soomaaliya mahad alle ayaa leh kadibna shacabka soomaaliyeed iyo intii u istaagtay muddo kororsiga sidoo kale xildhibaan mahad salaad oo qayb ka ahaa guddigii ka soo shaqeeyey heshiiskii shalayto laga gaaray ayaa waxa uu sheegay in isaguna uu si weyn u soo dhoweynayo heshiiskaas waxaa lagu gaaray hoyga uu muqdisho ka degan yahay madaxweynaha galmudug axmed cabdi kaariyo qoorqoor sidoo kale madaxweynaha hirshabelle cali cabdulaahi xuseen guudlaawe ayaa hoyga uu muqdisho ka degan yahay kulan afro waxa ugu sameeyey ra-iisul wasaaraha sheekh shariif sheekh axmed gudoomiyaha midowda murashaxiinta isaguna waxa uu ka hadlay heshiiskaasi lagu gaaray magaalada muqdisho madaxweynihii hore ee soomaaliya mudane sheekh shariif sheekh axmed ayaa waxa uu ka hadlay heshiiskii lagu gaaray magaalada muqdisho ee horseedaya in magaalada laga saaro ciidamadii ka dhashay amaba na ka gadooday muddo kororsigii loo sameeyey dowladda federaalka ah ee soomaaliya sheekh shariif ayaa ugu baaqay in kadib heshiiskaasi gacmaha la isqabsado islamarkaana gacmaha la iskula qabsado sidii looga gudbi lahaa marxaladan adag ee kala guurka ah iyadoo wax kasta lagu bixinayo dib u heshiisiin isqancin iyo isku tanaasul dhinaca kale waxaa soo baxaya warar sheegaya in ay socdaan qabanqaabadii ugu dambeysay oo ciidamada militariga badbaado qaran looga saarayo magaalada caasimadda muqdisho wararkan helayno ayaa waxay sheegayaan in saacadaha soo socda lagu wado in militariga badbaado qaran qaab ay dowladdu ku qanacsan tahay looga saaro magaalada caasimadda muqdisho waxaa ololahan wada iyo qaabkii magaalada muqdisho ciidankaasi looga saari lahaa guddigii ra-iisul wasaaraha soomaaliya maxamed xuseen rooble uu arrintaasi u xil saaray in ay kasoo tala bixiyaan saacadaha soo socda ayaana la filayaa in ciidamadaasi magaalada muqdisho ay isaga baxaan madaxweynaha dowlad goboleedka hirshabelle mudane cali guudlaawe xuseen ayaa waxa uu xalayto hoyga uu ka degan yahay magaalada muqdisho kulan afura ugu sameeyey ra-iisul wasaaraha xukuumadda federaalka soomaaliya mudane maxamed xuseen rooble madaxweynaha dowlad goboleedka galmudug axmed cabdi kaariyo qoorqoor midowda murashaxiinta iyo xubno wasiiro ah kulankan waxaa diiradda lagu saaray amniga iyo xasilinta magaalada caasimadda muqdisho sidoo kalena kulankan waxaa looga hadlay arrimaha doorashooyinka iyo sida laga marmaanka ay u tahay qabsoomidda doorashooyin la isla ogol yahay oo si nabdoon ku dhaca dowlad goboleedka hirshabelle waxay soo dhoweynaysaa shirka uu ra-iisul wasaaraha xukuumadda isugu yeeray dowlad
You want to be an IT pro, so you must have all of these tools. Remote monitoring management, remote access, patch management, help desk and ticketing, billing, reports, or get it all in one integrated IT remote solution with Atera. Click below to discover Atera today to start easily monitoring unlimited devices within minutes.
If you are searching for the right keywords, you should try Keyword Magic Tool by SEMrush. Type in your topic and get an impressive list of keyword ideas. Pick and use real search queries to fit your business needs and build the most profitable SEO or PPC campaign. Keyword Magic Tool by SEMrush. Get started for free.
goboleedyada waxaana mar walba ay diyaar u tahay ka shaqaynta danta dalka iyo dadka Soomaaliyeed ayaa lagu yiri qoraal ka soo baxay madaxtooyada ee maamulka ee Hirshabelle ayaan iyada horey looga baranin inay qabato kulamo noocan oo kala ah maadaama inta badan madaxweynaha Hirshabelle lagu dhaliilo in isagu uu kulamada ka qayb galo. ugu dambeyntii ra'iisul wasaare maxamed xuseen Roble ayaa hal arin ka codsaday midowga murashaxiinta mucaaradka ah. ra'iisul wasaaraha xukuumadda federaalka ah ee Soomaaliya mudane maxamed xuseen Roble oo hadal kooban ka jeediyey kulankii shalayto ay ku heshiiska ku gaareen isaga iyo midowga murashaxiinta ayaa murashaxiinta aad uga codsaday in ay si dhow ugala shaqeeyaan arrimaha doorashada. waxa uu sheegay in hawsha doorashada ay aad u culus tahay kaligiisana uusan ka shaqayn karin sidaasi daraaddeedna uu muhiim u yahay garab uu ka helo murashaxiinta u tartamaysa xilka madaxtinimada Soomaaliya. dhammaan murashaxiinta madaxweynayaasha maamul goboleedyada iyo ra'iisul wasaarihii hore waxaan idinka codsanayaa doorashada aniga kaliya inaan la igu halayn dhammaanteen mas'uuliyadana aan wada qaadano wayna wada saaran tahay mas'uuliyaddu inaan si cadaalada doorasho idinkugu maamulo ayaad ii dirsateen marka gacan ayaan idinkaga baahanahay ayuu yiri ra'iisul wasaare Roble. sidoo kale shacabka magaalada Muqdisho ayuu ra'iisul wasaare Roble ka codsaday inay amniga kala shaqeeyaan ciidamada ammaanka gaar ahaan booliiska oo uu sheegay in hadda kadib si gaar ah loogu xil saaray amniga caasimadda. waxaan hay'adaha ciidamada booliiska Soomaaliyeed amraya inay ilaaliyaan amniga qof kasta oo muwaadin ah, inay ilaaliyaan amniga madaxweynaha, kan murashaxiinta iyo amniga qof kasta oo Soomaaliyeed. waxaan rabaa inaan cidna lagu xadgudbin oo qof dhib loo geysan ayuu hadalkiisa ku sii daray ra'iisul wasaaraha xukuumadda federaalka ah ee Soomaaliya. sidoo kale ra'iisul wasaare Roble ayaa murashaxiinta waxa uu ka ballan qaaday in qof gaar ah uusan xigsan doonin oo doorashada uu si xalaal ah u maamuli doono. qalbigiina khayr u sheega laakiin gacan ayaan idinkaga baahanahay aragiina yaana waayin ayuu hadalkiisa ku sii daray. ugu dambeyntii waxa uu sheegay in aysan jiri doonin qof ciidan ah oo lagu xadgudbo sidaa daraaddeedna uu farayo ciidamada gudaha caasimadda difaacyada uga jira in ay guryahoodii ku noqdaan. qofkii ciidan ah laguma xadgudbi doono. ciidanku mucaarad iyo muxaafad kalama laha marka waxaan farayaa in ay dib ugu noqdaan xeryahoodii oo ay shacabka ka difaacaan argagixisada al-shabaab ayuu hadalkiisa ku soo gabagabeeyey ra'iisul wasaaraha jamhuuriyadda federaalka ah ee Soomaaliya maxamed xuseen Roble oo isagu si aad ugu celceliyey inay muhiim tahay in magaalada Muqdisho ay nabad noqoto islamarkaana militarigii gidooday ay isaga baxaan inkastoo arrintaasi heshiis laga gaaray laguna wado in saacadaha soo socda ay ciidamadaasi isaga baxaan magaalada caasimadda ah ee Muqdisho. qodobkaasi ayaa ugu dambeeyey warkeena tan iyo warkan war la mid ah inta aynu dib ugu kulmi doono sidaas iyo nabadgelyo.
Yes. One question I've popped into my mind, I was like, all the main players in the room. I see everyone in the room, man. Everyone there. So do you think these people should be held accountable for the decisions they made? Do you think they should have been arrested? At 707, you are fucking mad, man. You know? Man said bullet to them all. Nimwalen, show Nimwalen, Halna. Nimwalen. ولا شيء كيسنا And yeah, man. So I was thinking to myself, like the boy Roble, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think like is he stuck in a position where acting? I don't know what he is, but is he the PM? And I don't get wallahi Runtawan accent. Like, where's Hamid Abdullahi for Bajro in this situation? He's just chilling in the background while Robler's running around doing the work. I'm totally buffed at that one still. Yeah, I'm coming from. So it is kind of crazy. I've got another thing I want to show you guys. So where is it? Where is it? So these type of it kind of got me thinking, like that Dolan and Kuchera and all these people. Do you think like this type of governance is not suiting modern Canada and it's never gonna work, even in the continent? That's what I was thinking to myself. You know, I was thinking to myself, stuff like this doesn't work, and these men at loggerheads, and they're holding a whole. I don't know. So, what type of accountability would Ummah Somalia ask these people, and what do they want from them as well? That's the question I want to throw out there to everyone. Do you get where I'm coming from? The opposite is the yeah, I know. I see. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Yes. Okay. I understand. I understand. So for them to be sitting in a room chilling like it's happy days, should them people all be arrested then? If it's a ballot fair system, that's what I wanted to ask. I wanted to throw that out there. You know, the ones should they be? That kind of hurt because Kay came with a valuable point there, very valuable point. That Bamish could them say, I know, I know, and especially Bilal Rabatan as well. So I was thinking to myself, what the hell? That's another aspect. But then again, in all, I don't know. I think I saw a quote somewhere. In order to gain peace, there must be bloodshed. So that's the thing that I want to throw out there. In order to get peace, I don't know where is it. I think it's in a meme. I saw it somewhere in it. So that's how hence it's always been like that. So it kind of got me thinking. This is why I wanted to see this video. Where did this type of Western? I don't know. I don't know what to call. I don't know what because I don't know. Do you think? Obviously, I don't think حاجة الدين مقدار من government wise at hand. So I'm just gonna throw that out there because some people say because in the constitutions, both from the Wega and the South as well, Conforca, they do say that majority is based on the Kitab and the Sunnah and the Quran, but I don't really see that. You get what I'm coming from? Yeah. That's the main thing. I think everyone's tired. I think this is what it is, yeah. And then what Khalid has kind of said it right here as well. That's why hence I said accountability. Because if they're sitting there, yeah, kind of like nothing happened, and dadki dadku didn't tell you how what was it? I don't even think well I don't know like some kind was it how was it mug? I don't even think mug in a situation like that mug not be in law. So look at who did you get the mug off? Like don't tell one accent. So another question I wanted to throw out this too. But while I was watching this morning, so I came across this video. Don't know if I played it. I don't know if I've watched it. So I thought, you know what, let me have a little watch. Let me see what the people think about this as well. And I think did this affect us during the time as well? This is where some of the downfalls. So have a peep at this.
The late 1950s and 60s would turn out to be one of the defining periods in modern African history, as all across the continent, the successful push for national independence by Pan-African pioneers like Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, Julius Nyerere of Tanzania, and Nigeria's Nnamdi Azikiwe would mark the end of the colonial era in Africa. All across the continent, new national flags, emblems, anthems, and currencies were unveiled, and the leaders that had fought bravely to win independence for their countries were hailed as national heroes to be celebrated and revered for generations to come. Universities and airports were named after them. Their faces were printed on national currencies, and statues were built in their honor. No longer shackled by the dictates of their former oppressors, Africa's new leaders were now free, in theory at least, to build their nations as they thought best. For many of them, the first step in the continent's post-colonial renaissance would be a complete rejection of all vestiges of colonialism. And according to the likes of Nkrumah, Leopold Senghor, and Modibo Keita, capitalism and free market economics was one of the primary mechanisms of colonial exploitation that needed to be completely eradicated from African society. Marxist socialism, a philosophy which placed the responsibility for the economic well-being of the people on the shoulders of the government as opposed to private individuals and businesses, was hailed by many of Africa's leaders as the best way forward for Africa, and it would go on to be officially adopted in some form or other by nearly all of Africa's newly independent states. According to Kwame Nkrumah, socialist transformation was the only way to completely eradicate the colonial structure of Ghana's economy. For Julius Nyerere of Tanzania, his new nation will be guided by the principle of Ujuma, which was in essence a combination of the Marxist socialist ideas he was introduced to while studying at the University of Edinburgh in Scotland and traditional African beliefs on the importance of family and community. Leopold Senghor of Senegal would also infuse similar ideas into a philosophy that he and his contemporaries termed negritude. Kenneth Kaunda of Zambia, Marian Ngwabi of Congo, and even Mobutu Sese Seko of the DRC also espoused some variation of the same principles. Tanzania's first constitution boldly proclaimed that the Tanzanian government would work to prevent the accumulation of wealth, which it saw as inconsistent with the existence of a classless society. Under Nkrumah, the Ghanaian government pledged to work towards a complete ownership of the economy by the state. And to achieve this goal, all kinds of laws were introduced to enable government control over every aspect of the economy, from agriculture to banking, mining, wages, food prices, house rents, and even mass media.
I was thinking, yeah, the video's a bit too long. But I was thinking systems like that, did that systems, that type of way of thinking create dictators? Did it create the likes of, the boys Ziad and them and there? And that's what I think to myself. I think to myself, with the accountability aspect that I was kind of trying to talk about, who should we hold accountable as well? It's another angle. So if you didn't know what Marxism is, do you think that will work again? That's another question, because I think this is the video I was looking for. That type of stuff, it created people like this. Now watch this.
From Nigeria's Sani Abacha to Liberia's Charles Taylor and Uganda's Idi Amin, there is no denying that Africa has had more than its fair share of ruthless dictators. Now, while the crazy antics of the likes of Mobutu and Idi Amin are generally quite well known, one man whose story is very rarely spoken of is Jean Bedel Bokassa of the Central African Republic, a man whose obsession with all things European led to one of the most embarrassing demonstrations of the kind of self-defeating mindset that has plagued many within the African elite for the best part of the last century. A former officer in the French army, Jean Bedel Bokassa seized power in 1966 after a successful military overthrow of the Central African Republic's first president, David Dacko. Ripping apart the country's first constitution, Bokassa immediately appointed himself president. 6 years later, in 1972, he declared himself president for life. And just 2 years after that, he declared himself Marshal of the Republic. You see, Jean Bedel Bokassa was a man obsessed with two things: grandiose titles and all things French. One of Bokassa's biggest idols was Napoleon Bonaparte, and just as Napoleon converted the French Revolutionary Republic to the French Empire in 1804, Bokassa decided that he was going to convert his Central African Republic into the Central African Empire. During a presidential visit in 1976, Bokassa told then French President Valéry Giscard d'Estaing of his plans to celebrate the establishment of a Central African Empire with a lavish coronation ceremony. According to Bokassa, the creation of a monarchy would help elevate the Central African Republic's influence in the continent and also enhance its position on the world stage. Bokassa asked the French president for financial assistance in organizing the event, but despite being initially resistant to the idea, Giscard d'Estaing ultimately agreed to support Bokassa for a number of reasons. Firstly, he did not want to risk jeopardizing France's major role in the country's uranium and diamond mining industry. Secondly, France had a major interest in maintaining good relations with the Central African Republic, which alongside Gabon and Zaire, formed the bedrock of French policy in Central Africa. Bokassa's alleged growing relationship with the anti-France Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi was also another source of anxiety for Giscard d'Estaing. And all things considered, he allegedly agreed to fund Bokassa's coronation in exchange for him cutting ties with Gaddafi and guaranteeing continued French access to the country's uranium and diamond mines. With the financial backing of the French government, Bokassa's grand coronation would take place on the 4th of December 1977, a date he chose as it marked the 173rd anniversary of Napoleon's grand coronation in 1804. Bokassa's coronation would cost an estimated $30 million, which amounted to just over 1/4 of the government's annual budget, and would ultimately go down as one of the most wasteful and embarrassing events in African history. In preparation for the event, a government committee was set up to completely transform the country's capital of Bangui. The streets were scrubbed clean, old buildings were repainted, and beggars were driven out of sight. Renowned French sculptor Olivier Brice was commissioned to design Bokassa's imperial throne, and a team of 30 French artisans were hired to build the gold-plated bronze throne worth an estimated $2.5 million. 8 white horses were imported from Belgium to pull Bokassa's royal carriage, which was sourced from the south of France, and over a dozen more horses were imported from the French city of Normandy to carry the royal horsemen that accompanied his carriage. The very same 200-year-old French company that had embroidered Napoleon's uniforms was commissioned to create Bokassa's coronation attire, in association with Italian-French designer Pierre Cardin. 13 different outfits were ordered, costing a total of $145,000. Bokassa's coronation gown alone reportedly cost over $72,000, and his imperial crown was produced by a French jeweler which was founded under the reign of Napoleon. Along with his imperial scepter and sword and other bits and pieces, Bokassa reportedly spent around $5 million just on jewelry. To ensure that his guests were driven around the city of Bangui in style and comfort, 60 brand new Mercedes-Benz vehicles were ordered from Germany. But as the Central African Republic is a landlocked country, the cars had to be first shipped to neighboring Cameroon before being flown over the Central African forest to the country's capital of Bangui at a cost of $5,000 per car. Bokassa wanted the whole world to witness his coronation, and his first invitees were fellow emperors Hirohito of Japan and Iran's Shah Reza Pahlavi. But unfortunately for him, both emperors declined to attend, as did the many other reigning monarchs on the official guest list. Not a single president attended the event, and all other African leaders, with the exception of the Prime Minister of Mauritius, refused to attend the event. Reflecting on the rather disappointing turnout, Bokassa would later be quoted as saying that the other African leaders were simply jealous of him because he had an empire and they didn't. Even the French President Valéry Giscard d'Estaing, to the surprise of many, also refused to attend. Of the 2,500 international dignitaries that were invited, only 600 accepted the invitation. On the day of the event, the procession began with 8 of Bokassa's 29 children leading the parade. They were then followed by Jean Bedel Bokassa II, the heir to the throne, who was dressed in a white admiral's uniform. Catherine d'Engwande, the favorite among Bokassa's 9 wives, then walked up to the throne to be crowned Empress of Central Africa, just before Bokassa himself was invited to walk across the 80-meter red carpet for his official coronation. Despite the tropical heat, Bokassa was dressed in a floor-length velvet gown decorated with 785,000 tiny pearls and 1.2 million crystal beads. Across his brow, he wore a golden laurel just like his hero Napoleon. When it was time for the official coronation, Bokassa removed his golden laurel and placed the emperor's crown on his own head, exactly as his hero Napoleon had done at his coronation back in 1804. With the crown on his head, he was then presented with a gold-plated sword, along with a huge diamond scepter. And at exactly 10:43 a.m. on December the 4th, 1977, Jean Bedel Bokassa was officially proclaimed Emperor of Central Africa by the will of the Central African people, united within the National Political Party, the Movement for the Social Evolution of Black Africa.
When it comes to selling your products online, Instagram can help your business connect with people who love.
By the end of this shameful coronation, Bokassa had spent the equivalent of 1/4 of the empire's annual budget just on his coronation. With the ceremony, Bokassa had wanted to make a name for himself, and in this respect, the coronation was a huge success. His moment of glory was widely reported, although not necessarily in the way he would have liked. Images of his coronation were splattered across newspapers and TV sets around the world, to the eternal embarrassment of his countrymen and his continent. But while it's very easy to dismiss the actions of Jean Bedel Bokassa as yet another case of an African dictator with more power than sense, his story is actually a very sad case study on the kind of defeated mindset that has plagued many of Africa's post-colonial leaders. You see, long before his rise to power, Bokassa witnessed firsthand the brutal impact of French empire building. His father, Minogdon Bokassa, was killed for staging a village rebellion against the French colonial authorities, and at the tender age of 6, Jean Bedel Bokassa witnessed his own father's death at the hands of the French colonial authorities. His devastated mother was reported to have committed suicide just 1 week later, leaving behind Jean Bedel Bokassa and his 11 siblings. But rather than turn him against the French authorities, this traumatic experience may have had the opposite effect on Bokassa, as it seemed to ingrain a deep-seated inferiority complex that ultimately manifested itself in a maniacal obsession with French imperialism, which was embodied in his love for Napoleon Bonaparte. From the age of 18, Bokassa would dedicate his life to furthering French interests, as he joined the French Free Forces and fought for the French government on deployments to Indochina and Algeria. Bokassa's efforts in the French army would earn him awards, medals, as well as French nationality. Bokassa would often boast of his achievements in the French army, and on multiple occasions, he was quoted as saying that he was above all things a French soldier and a friend of France. But rather ironically, it was his so-called friend Valéry Giscard d'Estaing, the very same man that had sponsored his coronation, that would bring an end to his 13-year stint as the leader of the Central African Republic. Just 2 years after his grand coronation, Jean Bedel Bokassa was forced out of power, and former President David Dacko was reinstated in a military coup which was allegedly backed by the Giscard d'Estaing administration. Regardless of the deep-seated psychological issues that influence his behavior, it is very hard to defend the actions of Jean Bedel Bokassa. But nevertheless, his story will always serve as an illustration of why the next generation of African leaders must adopt a new and authentic mindset.
Why is it that 90% of the income is made by just 10% of coaches, trainers, and consultants? Here's why. Because they all have a process.
Boy, where do I start with that guy, man? That guy went in, I'm not gonna lie to you. The coronation, everything made me laugh. Like, he spent half the annual budget on everything and everything. Wait 1 second. Do you think so? And like Crab Daddy in the building, big up, big up. The Madman Hillbilly from America. What's up? What up, man? I've got another lot, present days. What do you guys think about these guys? I wanted to watch this. One second. Like, you would have thought the continent would have known better, but then along, but out of nowhere, came along this woman. So watch this. It's just not the African men, but watch this, watch this.
Money, glamour, fame, and fraud. This is the story of how Africa's richest woman went from being worth $3.5 billion to nothing.
If you had asked me in 2013 when we first published that she was, worth $3 billion and would she be off the list within a decade, I don't think I would have guessed that. This definitely was kind of a textbook case of how to loot a country. So Angola was a long-time Portuguese colony, and then it went into civil war for 27 years after it gained its independence. And the civil war ended in 2002. And so it was kind of, this very, a country full of strife and also a very oil-rich country. So there was money flowing in from all the oil exports. Some of the money made its way into the pockets of people high up in the government. My father was the president of Angola for almost 40 years. And so, his word was law, essentially, right? But there was a new mobile phone company starting in 2000, and lo and behold, Isabel dos Santos has 25% stake in this new mobile phone network, right?
While he ran the poverty-stricken but oil-rich country, Isabel garnered significant stakes in Angola's strategic industries: banking, cement, diamonds, and telecom, making her the most influential business person in her homeland.
She first came onto the scene when Forbes started doing this list of Africa's richest people in 2011. And I connected with a very brave investigative journalist in Angola, Rafael Marques de Moraes, who, working with at Forbes, we were able to publish in 2013 a whole expose of how she got to be so wealthy. And Rafael had gotten the documentation showing that she got this stake in the mobile phone company, that she had the stake in the diamond company, that she had, the cement, how she got these stakes and all these companies. So we published this in 2013, and Forbes said, this is the richest woman in Africa.
When Forbes outed her as a billionaire that year, the government spread the news as a matter of national pride, living proof that the country had arrived. Isabel was not shy about her wealth. She went to events with international celebrities. She's reported to have a home on a private island in Dubai, another residence in London, and a $35 million yacht.
Interestingly, before we published the investigation, when we just said, in January of 2013, when we said, oh, she's a billionaire, there was congratulatory, yes, this is great news. The government of Angola was like, this is great. Isabel dos Santos is a successful businesswoman. She's a billionaire, right?
Wrong. Shortly after being pronounced a billionaire, Forbes reported on just how Isabel acquired her assets.
8 months later, saying, well, actually, here's how the billions were accumulated, essentially illegally, kleptocrat style. She denied, of course, that had happened. She said she was an independent businesswoman and all of this stuff had come from her hard work.
She had stolen state assets for personal gain. Things took a turn when her father retired as president of Angola in 2017.
They issued corruption charges against her husband, and one of her associates. They claimed money laundering and embezzlement, and said that she and her husband and associate had caused Angola to lose more than $1.1 billion. She denied the charges at the time. And sadly, her husband, Sindika Dokolo, died in October 2020.
Isabel is facing litigation across the world. She is wanted on embezzlement and money laundering in her home country. She's being sued by the phone company in Angola where she held shares. Portuguese courts froze her telecom investment assets.
Forbes has taken her off the billionaires list. Her assets have been frozen by courts in multiple countries. She's being sued in a couple other different countries, and she's on the hook for hundreds of millions of dollars. If for some reason she wins the court case in any of these places and she gets the assets back, of course we'll reconsider, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah, damn. The woman did 3 billion. That is not a joke. She. Yeah, karma is it's Ramadan GG. I don't want to put that up. You know, I'm coming from. Boy, I didn't know he was worse off. The guy that thought he was new. What was it called? Napoleon or the Santos family. So again, shouldn't this be a lesson to us as well? Like, do you think because that earlier video, what did he say? Why do you say sending money is part of the problem? How else are people supposed to survive, man? You get where I'm coming from? I don't get that when people say sending money is the problem. Up to the Danish shaqainin. You get me? I always think that's like, it's easy. It's like an easy thing to say. I think we Europe struggling with so much options that you have one career, but at the same time, I don't really subscribe to that. And that type of notion there still. Millions more now. Big up. I see you, sis. What did she say? Only in Africa, that's true. I don't think no other continent in the world is economic like that. You get where I'm coming from? Dat ska 3 billion ska in a career that doing parades in this modern time that we live in. Apparently the boy for the major, someone said that he was on 70 million. You get where I'm coming from? So I was thinking, how did that happen? You send that video to me one time, I think it's yeah, in a second. Especially when I found out, the president of Djibouti got an extra term. I think he won the election recently. I forgot, like, so that's since '98 till now. He's up in that. Oh, like that family there kills me as well. So where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This is where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So, look, it's here. Yeah, man. Like Elms, I see you. I hear you all. I was say, alhamdulillah, I can't complain. Same here, all. So yeah, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on accountability. There's one video. It's that video. I don't know which one's more accurate. I think this brother breaks it down well as well. So let's have a quick look at this. Where is it? Where is it? Sorry, guys, just bear with me. Guys, have a look at this. What do you guys think of this? And I saw a certain individual here in this video. So I thought to myself, what do you guys think of this as well?
Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I would like to share with you another beautiful video This video will be really special, and I would like to share with you 5 richest people in Somalia coming up. Despite the fact that Somalia is going through a lot of difficult times at this moment, Somalia has one of the most business-minded around the world. And I would like to share with you 5 richest people in Somalia. Number 1 is Abdurrashid Duale. Abdurrashid Duale, he was born in Borough, Somalia, and some people call it Somaliland, and it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's all part of Somalia. But his father was actually a businessman, and his business was trying to transfer business stuff like that. And back in 1992, they faced a lot of trouble with the business, and the business went down. And, after the Civil War, they tried to rebuild their business, and now the company generate over $1 billion. And it has almost 126 countries they serve, and also it has 2,000 employees. So despite all the difficulty they've been through, they managed to rebuild that company, and now it generates over $1 billion. And Abdurrashid Duale, he's the CEO right now. Abdurrazak Ido, and he's also the CEO of Nation Link Communication. The company has over 700,000 subscribers that subscribe to the service they offer. And that's how they make the company generate over $1 million last year. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So Abdurrazak is also one of the multimillionaires in Somalia. Muhammad Abshir Abdi. Muhammad Abshir Abdi, he is the founder of Harpoon Seafood. Probably you have heard of Harpoon Seafood. It's the guy who supplies all seafood in Somalia. And it's based on Somaliland, and they usually supply all the stuff, all Somalia, and also part of East Africa. So the company generate around $1 million, $10 million a year. And that's a lot of money. So the company is now trying to make another base in Kismayo location where they can supply more to Kenya, where they share borders with. So probably for the next few years, the company will generate over $100 million. Ismail Ahmed. It's another Somali man, a Somali businessman. He's the founder of what's called today, we call it a wall remit. It's actually another money transfer. So it's actually based in London, and the company it's founded back in 1997. And the company generated over $100 million last year. And they keep expanding and making other branches around the world. And now, probably for the next few years, the company will generate over $500 million. It's this beautiful woman named Amina Moge. Amina Moge has what is called a diversified business, and she has a lot of different businesses. She owns real estate, and she rents houses, and she has hotels, and she also owns a sugar company that generates a lot of sugar and it's based in Kampala. And she launched a lot of companies that cost over $120 million, and she is a multi-millionaire woman. And she also provides part of some of her.
Dapper, what? Hey, Neil. I said, yo, Nick wants to hang out. Nah, do you know what it was? Yeah, it was either a choice between him and this guy. I'm not gonna lie to you, fam. I think I picked the wrong video. If you lot are saying that, yeah, watch this one. This one's a little short one as well, yeah. I want to see which one had a better energy. What do you guys think? Which video was better? Watch this one. What's this one? Yeah, I thought, I didn't know which video to play. I thought, what's this? Yeah, it's a brilliant idea. I'm not gonna lie to you, whoever made of it. Boom. I don't know who that is, but if you guys want to enlighten me and show me who that is, please go ahead. But watch this. Watch this other video. It was a toss up between this one and that one here. Watch this.
What's up everyone, welcome to another brand new video. This is the boy here again, Strat from Strat Visuals. Kuso dawa barnaamij cusub if you're Somali, and welcome to another brand new video if you're non-Somali and you want to know about Somali people. That was really great, by the way. Before we get started in this video, please hit that subscribe button, give me a like, comment down below on what you think about this video. And in today's video, we're gonna talk about top 5 richest Somali people who exist in this world that you probably didn't know. There are so many rich Somali people out there who are even richer than the president of Somalia. Seriously. So without further ado, let's get started. That is for today's guys. Please, please, please. I'm telling you this every single video. Wanishaga video robot. Subscribe now, like ده, comment ده. يعني عجب واي والله بالله. I will really enjoy that if you do subscribe for the next video, because I upload almost after every 2 days or 1 day maybe. Yeah, I upload videos. Okay, please subscribe and I will see you in the next video.
That's what I really love about Vimeo. There's just a diversity of
Yeah, guys, I was gonna say, which one was the better video? Guys, tell me, man. I don't know. I felt like the second video, the guy kind of, he brought a little vibe to it. He brought a serious vibe to it. Furthermore, I'm gonna subscribe. I'm gonna hit subscribe to this channel. Still kind of like the brother's content. I'll probably share the link. Part of the link. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I think the second video is better. I already say that video was gassed. All right, let me see you do one, K. I thought K said he's gonna do one, a list of his own, another one. They make good prices. What is SD on, man? SD keeps coming up with some madness, Manta. Some mad statements from the tutorial. Yeah, there's other things I wanted to look at. Yeah, the second video is way better, man. You get where I'm coming from? Second video, I think, yeah. He had a little vibe to him, though, still. I don't know. Let me put the link to his, put the link to the brother's channel so you guys can, help us. Yeah, just put the link to the channel. Yo, that.
هيا السلام عليكم واني سلام دمانتينا.
Talk to me, my G.
Listen, I don't even know if that video is. There's a lot of people missing. I believe there's a lot of people missing.
No, you know what? The first video, what did you say, Kate? That brother put me to sleep.
I don't listen. If you're gonna make a video, why do you think I don't make a videos? Sometimes it's not for everyone. It's not. Sometimes you don't have that radio voice. You don't have that.
You don't have that charisma.
You don't have that charisma. Sometimes, wallahi al-azim, you need to have that the way you need to be able to communicate properly. Because you know what? That 5 seconds. That 5 seconds is when people zone out or stay with you. If you don't have that, if you don't have that attraction, then ma'asalama,
زين يا كسع مساجك عياتك قديش كداف
وكا قولي لابس كساحه But yeah, listen, 30 million. What they say? Farmajo got how much? 70 million.
That's rumors, man. Come on, man.
Okay,
I've been hearing this.
But I don't believe that 70 million. And the guy goes, how did he get 70 million within that 4 years? What?
I don't know. For me, it's just, I don't know. This number's just been thrown out there.
I think it's rumors. Because
you know why? I think it's too much of a perfect number to throw out there.
No, I think it's rumors. I think they want to just glate. No. What happened to Hassan Sheikh's broke? He doesn't have 10 million.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are you trying to say? He has some. You know how many houses he owns in Hamar, Hassan Sheikh? How many stuff he owns in Hamar? How many houses he has? One in Turkey. Bare houses. What about the guy who owns? Apparently, he said southern millionaire. Southern Sanajira.
Him.
Hotel or
Never Kate. Is he new money? Is his money new? People don't want to put him on the list. No one knows where his money
He should be on that list as well. If they saying people he's making 30 million, he should be on that list as well. Why they putting only? It's a rumor thing. I think they want to just sabotage Farmajo's reputation. Because I know 100% more people who are. I think they want to rubbish. They want to sabotage his reputation.
I'm too to him, yeah. SS, you see, when it comes to Farmajo, it's propaganda. Hassan Sheikh, بالممكن على الصلاة. He's saying, yo. How comes he's not saying
علمي ورمة لك دقيقة سكرة though. He's one of those people that will say I want peace, but promoting Sadiq John a narrative. ما الفريق علم سلام ولا كي.
I don't know حبيتها إنك ولا قلت شيء man. I
You know,
think
I think he won number don mark. I
he's
think he
number
messed it up
one.
last time. He
But what?
messed it up himself with last time statement. I won number, yeah, but I'm gonna support the people who are carrying the militias. That makes
No,
no sense.
no,
Yeah.
man. Come on, no. The boy he's part of another Dawn team.
Number donkey.
Well, I like comfort. No. You see, what I like comfort. There's another Dawn team.
Number don team. Was what
Number
is number don?
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, man. I'll see Louis as well.
No, akhyar. Okay, yeah, but I'm not. No. That's not personal attack. No one's saying but okay, what we're saying, everything we're talking about is politics. You have to bear in mind.
I know.
Yeah.
Political.
All our attacks, everything's only politics. It's
Yeah,
never
I
personal.
know.
Only personal. Cool. Galaha. I only attack them personally. Yeah.
What was I gonna say to you?
You sound far up there.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, talk to me about that meeting. What did you think about that meeting that Robla had? What's your thoughts?
That's what I'm saying to you. There's no accountability. That basically means now I can go to Hammer, hire myself a couple of soldiers, technician as gaari aska kiraysanaya, dad aska kiraysanaya $100 asina bil kasta. This way, and dowladda ah kustaagsanana. Yeah, and then I will not deal with the consequences. That's what basically tells me. How can you go against dowladda, even if you say they were this, they were doing that, and then you expect them to pay? The worst thing was they want the salaries. Come on. One of the demands was they want the salaries.
Them. What are you saying there? What are you saying there? I call them the Avengers.
No, boy.
The superheroes.
No, this is that just shows, that puts a nice what's the word for it?
But what salaries do you not expect? You're not part of the government, though. What salary are you really asking for? Because
no, the soldiers. The soldiers.
Oh, the soldiers.
Yeah, the soldiers.
Yeah, the soldiers. Yeah, come on, man. You can't blame the soldiers.
No, the ones that went and protected Abdurrahman Abdul Shakur,
the clan interest,
and Sadiq John, those ones that went basically against the army, against the military, against the government. They are saying, so Sadiq, people are like Abdurrahman Abdul Shakur and Sad, what's it called? Mahad Salat are standing up for them because they're standing up for them and they're saying, waa tolkeena anakaa maamulno so ma faham anakeena dadkeena waa anaka hawirgidar anaka u hadleno oo gadaalaas ka fadhiyaan we want them to be coming back and get all the salaries xilkooda ha lagu celiyo macquul ma abu macno. We have to sometimes talk realistic, you know. If this is what's happening right now, then ana biri Morian isku noqdo, you know. Everyone can be Morian tomorrow in Hamar. Morian isku noqdo. Grab your AK-47. It's only $500 maybe. The worst case scenario.
Dabro. Moriana jirto dad xaq u dirra jiraniyo.
Ma xaq u dirra.
Waxa kala saar.
Sorry. No. Xaq u dirra. Naag aku dimata. Naag dad aku dimta. That's not xaq u dirra. Sorry Abu Ma'an.
Dorta.
Dad aku dimta. Where's the xaq u dirra? Where?
Warta, I feel to about accountability.
They're joking around. Nima kan serious ma moogta walaalahayga camal hada walaalka iga weyn wuxuu aaminsan yahay wax ilmu aaminsan. Maalin mashidku asku aragnay maalin waasku aragnay wuxuu fiiriyay xamar dagaal ka bilaawnayo farmaajo kursiga laga ciirnaa igu yahay war waxaan waa yaabana nimankan. Some of those people, I wonder why are people thinking this way. Is this a joke? niman dad aan lagu dimanayo meeshan dad wax kula xilkayga ay celiyo lagu soo celiyo. How is that possible? If that happens, there's no law, there's no order, there's nothing.
علمي صاروا أنا وحن صلورنا تدخل ملا وحي كحناقين كرسي جنوسلا كفرسو أنا قصب ككعين ملاذك هالشكي بعد ما كحن حي كله تخالد
2 years
تفضل 2 years وكبرة
2 years الديدية.
That's why I think it went left. That's maybe. What do you think? That part.
And without أنا حيلك حس محمود وحوى كدر صدي شيخ شريف وحوى كدر صدي like it was gentleman's agreement. All parties knew about it.
أصلاً with you. أو دعتهان كجواب. أو دعتهان.
أيه.
يا لو حيرنا يا لو فدي كرسي أو لسوقي إن هشيس الأسبوع ماذا يا المش لو فدي أو دعتهان مسؤول كجوابتي.
horta aniga maxaa aaminsanahay farmaajo wuxuu shale oo meesha u fadhiiso waayey oo maanta hadda oo yeelayo maxaa keenay
ما يسواش ميجا ويدينوس ميجا جابس ولا
runtaa loo nee asaas runtaa la tusiyey soo maahan
ما محكي لك جابس هذا علم ما يكتسب
shale inuu aan wax ku weydiiye shale wuu diidanay inuu raggan la fadhiisto maanta muxuu dhahaa meesha waa ka dhex baxaye ra-iisul wasaare u dhiibay waa la jiliciyey farmaajo waxaa lagu jiliciyeyne hoobiyo iyo qoryo weligiisa maqli jirin aan maqlisi nin konton sano maraykan iska joogay oo soo noqday oo niman rafaadka soo koreen oo waddanka weligood joogi jireen oo dhaha 2 sano ku darsana dadka waa la heshiiyaa waxa da heshiis tahay qof ma diidi karto laakiin in adeeg iyo xoog 2 sano ku darsana gentleman agreement hadduu ahaa lahayd nimanka ma diidi lahayd
علمي سؤال كويدي يجي جواب ولا كيكا يا لو حيرنا يا للسوقاي oo la dhahay warniyo nimankan aanu meesha loo fadhiya oo saxiixa marka la saxiixaha ka bacdi doosha la adira yaa loo fadhiya meesha isheeg hal su'aasha ka jawaab wararkiga inta
okay dapper
warka la ubooday inta ma kala aad madiinaha diina aawe su'aasha ku wajig jawaab
waa horta feeri nimanka maxay dhaheen dadka oo xubnaha ka ah macnaha doorashada mucaaradka ha la soo fadhiisiyo farmaajo wuu diiday maxaa dhaha beesha caalamka ha soo fadhiistaan wuu diiday ka bacdi maxaa lahaa adiga naga dhex bax wuu diiday hadda meesha isaga waa ka baxay mucaaradka way joogaan beesha caalamka waa soo noqdeen maxaa keen markaas shal wuxuu diiday maanta wuxuu ku yaal
waa adiga naftaada mid rabti been u sheegtay waa war ahlan wa sahlan laakiin waa ogti adaa og yana og in meesha qabiil isku bedelo sheekada in
qabiil ma ahan dani aa ka soo horjeeday dani aa ka soo horjeestay
it was not ever possible even if Farmajo was doing something correct yeah wallahi وبالله وطلع حامل هسه نما كان وجدي مع الصلاة عبد الرحمن عبد الشكور او كرسي دهوني كان كرسي تاعو غدال على لابنايا نمرك عسكر
هذا فيري دبرو
بركس او بقول دولار
دبرو
او ما جرت it's not gonna happen they're gonna go forward نما كان waxaa jooga meeshaas in daarood meesha laga kicay kursiga runta maanta
horta walaalkayo horta mar horta habigdir maxaa tusaale ku soo qaadaa horta niyo ya
waa nimantan oo waa malicious oo socda waa niman malicious oo waddanka burburiya
okay come in your mic okay your mic come back in your mic's doing a mad crackling noise alino dawaaban cilmi baas khatara u tuurtay Captain Somalia ونكنو بحنانو you know in a group كنا يا Captain Somalia بقى إما قصود ورثي
حتى محلي
وموريان إن الله ونرش
هذا محلي أصلاً he only takes examples كوه بقدر بس example هو قادم يعني الرجل أبجى كور example هم مقصود قادم نوع ما حقول عني كرت or up to you سيعني كل شمنو Farmajo حشمينو ساعدني.
The mic's moving mad today. I don't know.
Yeah, try put the headsets or something on. Yeah, are you using headsets?
No. عادي. I think today the connection is in my house. It's bad. I think.
Okay, go on. سؤال بالقوي ديابتي.
هذا ولا هالشيء. هذا واحد كده. هذا ولا هالشيء. ولا فديا.
أنا
هشيء ماشي فديو.
أدي
dadkano ma sha Allah meesha dhagaxinta waa la qaado maantay carrada waa laga qaado wadooyinka
oo ma insha Allah loo hada qaar dad ahreena
okay so anu su'aal walaalahay conference
like accountability as we do know anu su'aasha the bigger question is oo ilka carrooyo waa accountability oo yaa lu xisaabtamaya oo naagtii shirkoola lagu dilay oo 12 cunug guriga u fadhiyaan yaa lu xisaabtameena yaa farmaajo ma oranayna
aan ku weydiiyay
haye
sugaya oo Saad John shirkoola buu joogay
haye
asaga oo meeshiisa gurigiisa ku jiro xabad dad iska maridayaane maxaa keen in dadka xabad ridaan
war ciidankiisa rideen oo cali cashim kumur ma
ciidamo alxamar ma joogto ciidamo oo dawladda ayaa soo weerareen shirkooda war sug horta walaalkay warsug horta warkaan dhamaystay ciidamada dowladda ayaa soo weeraray Saadiq John maxaa meesha car lagu shubay wadada maxaa loo jaray shacab ma laga jarina ciidamada dowladda laga jaray nin gurigiis joogo oo la soo weerarayo wax ma ka hadlays wax ma ka dhihiis laakiin marka asaga wax iska celiyaan ayaa dheesada dadka waa qaldan hadda mirnaayo waa taqaanta hadda mirnaayo waa taqaanta nimanka mirnaayo ku dhex jiraan hubkooda beesha ku dhex jirtaahe marka iyaga dagaal lagu soo qaado sax miya horta
والله ادي اداء فكر كينا ادي اداء وبقى فكر كينا وبقى والله العظيم فكر كينا وبقى فكر عجيب او بس ايغا اسكو شيء غير واسحسيني كورن والله بلا
والله اخاديه هو
نين باي بقلي جن نين باي ميم نين بوكتا ما غش يقول لك مهما قاس
مايا
اوكي نين ميل من بوكتا صاص واي وقت ما او وقت بيعدوا لو شيء واي لكن حتى كو شيء محمد نمن او اتهين نمن او ادك اتهين او استحسن oo hubka aniga uu meesha ka aniga waa ogaa meesha ka tirsanay aniga dawlad ajacla dawlad oo laga everything accountability hada anka mesela wadanka Europe joogna Europe accountability ajiro okay accountability ga xoo yahay khalad qof uu galaya haduuti wala saxa mise wala qabanaya mise sharciga soo qabanayo aniga xas weydiinoya idinka maxas ma aaminsantiin horta sharci ma aaminsantiin
هم 100% لكن 2 years ما كنت درسنا فرماجة شرعي ما أهل
ما 2 years كميسك ماذا أو مال أو أصير ريونا ما اسكسو كعي وقلا لو صنا كنت درسنا
شرعي 100 ما أهم
ما شرعي باي في mandate ولو ما قف أكتر ولي مدحوينه
mandate مكفر ديو
ومانديت
فبراير كل مات
guriga ma la tagi karo sida shariif
waa la og yahay
ya
laakiin mandate waa ka dhamaad laakiin madaxweyne wuu siiyaa
mandate waxa ka wadaa mandate-kii ha fasaro waxa laga wadaa oo asaa weli madaxweynaha jamhuuriyadda Soomaaliya oo guriga ogta villa Hargeysa iyo villa Soomaaliya ma la taga guriga ma albaabka ma xiraya bismi qof ma la gelina
accountability maanta farmaajo 2 years ku darsan lahayn waxa ma dhici lahayd maanta
ku sheeg cilmi ha ku sheeg accountability wuxuu yahay ninkan wuxuu isku dayay sida aad og yaana og iyo shacabka Soomaaliya og iyo dad kasta og in afisona meeqa maalmood isku keenay dani iyo madoobe meeqa maalmood oo meeqa jeer u tanasulay bilaa على إله هذا العبد الشهر بدأنا
نه واحد تنازل ولكن ما كان كده مرة أنا واحد تنازل you gonna take his word for it me عادي
يا
واحد كنت تنازل ما نوش شيء واحد تنازل له يا محو كنت تنازل
تنازل دب أفرت السنة أو أصلي كوري هوس وسعودي كوري هوس وسعودي بحاول منين يسميناي
أساس
yes
وحو كنت تنازل إيشاك واحد كنت تنازل مش
He wanted one man, one vote at the beginning.
Okay, so 2020. Fairy, أساس 2020 أيام الصحيحي. أرد فيري ده برفيري. واحد سوق 2020 February أيام لقوه شيء one man one vote. أسوق أو his 4 years 1 year كدمان أيوروبا قفك one man one vote نوجي. سيدا كل هذا in 1 year إنه حسن نقص ما كرو. عقل ما بقى بحث. مركب 1 year قد ما تأخذ لها one man one vote عادنا. أفرت الصدق أصلا محو قبنا مركب مسجف.
Yeah. Yes. Alaikum assalam. Yes. Winter freeze. Sardo. How are you? Yeah, we can hear you. Definitely.
Yeah, my point is there's no accountability in Africa, man. No one gets punished, man. Like I'll give you a good example, right? You know the floods. Every year they say there's floods and the farmers lose livestock. What's the government doing for 30 years? They get all this aid money, billions of dollars. Like they can't bring like reservoirs, tanks.
Yeah.
For the nomadic people, so that millions of people don't starve. It's basic things like that, basic infrastructure. Who's responsible? You know what I mean?
That's true. That's part of the accountability. That's what Ilmi, what do you think? You want to take that question?
Wallahi, that's
winter freeze, yeah?
100%. 100%. Especially after the last few days, Hargeysa ayaa ka socotay floods ka Soomaal.
It's mad floods. I saw it.
Mad.
Yeah,
Kii
winter
xamar
freeze. Your mic. Is there something wrong with his mic? Hello?
mute ka taabo.
Yeah, hit the mute one.
Yeah,
go on. Yeah, I know.
xamar ala yaabsanaayo. I think midka Hargeysa ka daran xamar. Bismillah. Baabuur iyo adduunya qaadaysa kanid. Maxaa dhacay?
know. Because there's no infrastructure, you know, because in Hargeisa, there's a mad dry river that runs through the city, innit?
A river
and
through
there's
the city?
through Hargeisa, innit? Like,
okay.
But it's dry, innit? You know, majority of the city, it's dry. So obviously the infrastructure and all of that is there's only 2 bridges, there's only 3 bridges, so imagine and it just goes crazy. There's no sewage system, you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a river through Hargeisa. Okay. Yeah.
And plus, what you gotta remember, Hargeisa is not like Mogadishu. You know, Mogadishu were flat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've done by you don't have a lot of mountains.
It's flat.
It's flat majority, innit?
Yeah.
Hargeisa is like a Godot color. You get where I'm coming from? A Godot color, like there's like it's, I don't know, it's a mad way in it, yeah. So it's like, and that key, even the same problem one has, and that key may figure out doing and there's no infrastructure. There's no accountability in all that.
100%.
It's the same thing. You know, when I talk about, I talk about both sides really, but there's no accountability from both sides.
Especially marka wada la dhisayo, they're gonna build the road, and they do not make a path for the water. Marka roob da'do, meesha roobka baxid ma sameynayaan.
يعني المشاكل كليزنا ضدك ممكن صار نقطة وطكي خصوصا لابتين لا مياشي بقريال كوبستين. So there's some main high roads that get in Hargeisa this laha. That will connect places, but double Gurial Skidiste. So you
in the road
where places where you know you can connect from one part of the city to the other part of the city. Double Gurial Skidiste. My family.
Yeah.
So you have to sometimes, it's kind of crazy, like.
Okay, on the main roads, Mia,
no, on the main roads. No, on the main roads. You see where the main roads should go through. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, can I come back?
Yeah, no, your thing is hello?
Yeah, I'm back. My microphone. Listen, I was gonna say then who's responsible there? And stuff I know it's Ramadan, but I think a lot of people hide behind Islam as well. A lot of the politicians, the warlords, to stop progress, like infrastructure. This Formaggio, I'm not saying he's a great president. I know he's related to Siad Barre. I'm Isaac, innit? So he's an enemy of mine. I hope he burns in hell. Yeah, but listen, my point is, Formaggio, 1 man, 1 vote. I agree with that. This whole 4.5 plan system is a racist system. As black people, we talk about racism, but the Burwanis, other groups, Bantus are discriminated. The 4.5 system. So every man and every woman, if they were voted, the country would be more democratic, more progressive. Look at across the world, even the Arabs, the United Arab Emirates, they were in desert, but they've got a simple 1 man, 1 vote. I know some of them have got like monarchies and stuff like that. But my point is, we need to come to the 21st century. A lot of Somalis are stuck in the 12th century. You know what I mean?
So, Elmi, you got a question?
No, go on.
I was going to ask you, so what would be your main sort of ideas to get people into the main 20th century, if you don't mind me asking? Winter freeze.
Yeah, like let's support this Formaggio. I don't agree, but I'm hearing like Mogadishu economy was developing. I know some bomb attacks by Al-Shabaab, but then again, I know things there's a lot of these rival politicians that funding them. Like this the former president, what's his name? Hassan Yusuf. He was
yeah.
See what I mean? So it's all connected. Like people think all these things are by accident. Or like there's a lot of devils open public, but everybody's scared. Come on.
The head of the intelligence agency used to be a former Al-Shabaab. So it's on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
if these people preach, wait, can I come back, please? Can I put one more, brothers? Listen.
Yeah, go
So
ahead, man.
So they preach Islam and say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, ashhadu an la ilaha illa Muhammad Rasulullah, but yeah, they pay their own brothers to be bombed and killed. These are devils. These are shaitans up to you. Like no one wants to speak the truth.
But people do speak the truth, though, brother. This is the thing. We have been speaking the truth, and
But behind Islam, they say they want
no. They don't. They're just bad people that think they're doing things, and they just use it. Have you ever heard of a smoke screen? Like we're grown ass adults in it. It's smoke screen. Do you know what smoke screen is, my brother?
Oh, me, winter freeze. Is that for me?
Yeah, winter freeze. Yeah, that's for you. I'm saying smoke screen. Do you know what a smoke screen is? Oh, sorry, he just left. Ilmi. The brother came with some energy.
Yeah. He came with good energy. Good questions.
He came with some energy, but I think he's directing his energy in the wrong places, and he's looking at the wrong places sometimes. That's what happens to a lot of these people. Yeah.
Somalia and Somaliland needs big changes.
It needs big change. Maybe, do you know what it is? Do you think as a brother from the Comfort, I'm from the Bukai, maybe do we look at it as the old ways ain't working? What would be the new ways? This is the type of question I want to ask. The brothers come back. Hello, yeah. You there, brother? Winter freeze. Hello? Hello? Press unmute. Yeah, I think. Hello, Daps, you back?
Yeah. I don't know if it's better or still the same.
Yeah, it's good. Perfect.
Okay, mashallah.
We hear you good now.
Yeah, because sometimes what I have to do is as an iPhone, I don't know, iPhone always does this, I heard.
Yeah, it's a mad thing. That's why I would tell people get a tablet. Or maths just, or something. Yeah, man. You had some points. You wanted to drop something before you drop. Yeah, negative.
Well, I don't even know. Let's move on. I think we agreed with me, at least I agree with at least waddanka horumarha u socdo gadaal adduunyada ugu nacbara qof gadaal u socda. I don't like when we're moving backwards, you know. I don't
100%.
care xildhibaan ha soo fadhiisto mid kuwan xal la ororo waxa lagu caayaa staff la mari beendo oo xamar la soo fadhiisiyo. I don't care qof ogta waddanka horumar. That's all. I want to move on. Today we decide. Yeah, go on.
Can I ask you a question? Hadda waa one man one vote anaka dhan waa rabnaa. But if it happens idinka xataa dhegeyso, if it's purely on districts election, from every district a certain MP imaanayo, wouldn't them be the people who qabiilada with the most districts oo degan, would they not get more MPs than other people from other qabiils that do not live in a lot of districts?
Yeah, it would be a bit of it would be still that the system would they need to work on that one. I don't understand that one, because how are you gonna on what exactly that one is a good point. And on top of that is who's gonna vote for the president then? Are the MPs gonna vote?
No, the people itself. But I mean, for instance, xildhibaanada naftigood. For instance, hadda reer xamarka waxay degan yihiin gobolka Banaadir, Soomaan. They live mostly in two districts, Shangaan iyo Xamarweyne. But if there's MPs coming and they will be elected, for instance, the people who from the districts and vote for their own MPs, then the reer xamars will only get MPs from that two districts, Soomaan.
Technically,
And for instance, Abgal live in a lot of districts. So would they get more MPs than they have now?
I think you have to. I think you have to get the system that we're using right now. Like, for example, what I've noticed so far is Abgal has like 13 seats for the Hawiya. So
I think 12. I think
12 seats under Hawiya. I think that's the system they have to keep. No,
that's still 4.5 markas. How are you going to keep that system? It's still 4.5 markas. The system has to be scrapped.
That whole system has to go then. It's basically anyone
districts.
You know what? It has to be basically anyone that lives in that district or or some might be less. So, for example, if you good and the people like you, that person might be voted. He's let's say then another person from that side might be another Habrigidr, and then another person from that side might be another Habrigidr. So maybe, yes, it could be that maybe one tribe is a bit of more in the parliament but it's still voted. It's democratically voted.
Yeah.
Well, democratically
But will there
voted, so I
be?
don't care no more then.
Of course, but will there be tribes that are gonna complain about it? That's
No,
the question.
they can't because it's not
Yeah,
democratic. It's democratically voted now. That شعب كان يدورته. شعب كان بكربه. Just because you are from the same toll, قسم يا لوربه. Doesn't mean that sometimes, you know.
I understand, but I want to play devil advocate, Mukhtar.
But
people are gonna vote more for the people who are the same tribe. Somali
definitely,
It depends, though. No, but then again, say if there's a candidate, that's feasible.
Yeah.
For charisma. So you think that this is where your PR comes in? Do you know what I wanted to do? The other day there was
100%.
a recent London mayor debate. Yeah. Do you think the candidates like Horto Mutasomala on national TV debating us on?
Yeah,
to
that's
see
what they
who's
do.
smart?
That's what they do in Somaliland.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen that. Where they bring the politicians, all three of them.
No, they don't do all three. No. I've seen last time there was two politicians who were debating, and one was running for. I think one is running for president. I heard him last time on Facebook where he was posting his official thing where he was talking about running for president. So both of them had the debate, and in Somalia we have that as well, where we have Hildebrands, former ministers, coming together on one show and they're actually debating about certain issues, which is really good. We never used to have it back in the days, and I think we are moving forward. But I think
what do you think? What do you think ideas like that? Yeah, like a national debate for the candidates across Somaliland, Somalia, wherever across the border, innit? Yeah. Do you think the people could see who they're voting for?
Yeah, but I remember Adam Shakur. He said, "I want to have that."
Yeah,
I remember you talking about it. Yeah, especially a person who can talk good will benefit them.
Yeah.
Okay, brothers, can I come in? Sorry.
Yeah, come through.
Sure.
Come through, brother.
Yeah, I just want to be honest, you guys. I'm Saad Musa. Listen, are you guys happy with Famajo? Like, you guys from the south, Hawaii. Like, are you happy with him, or you want him to leave? Like, overall, what would you say his performance has been the last 4 years?
SSA.
3-4 years.
I'm not Isaac, so.
No, he said I'm Isaac. I'm asking you a question.
But to me personally, Formaggio, if he gets voted again, I'm with it. But there has to be election for me. I don't really care. For me, personally, is amniga. I mean, the
peace and stability.
What was it in English? The peace and stability.
Peace and stability.
In Indonesia, especially. That's what I want.
Is more important than a president. Let's be honest with each other.
Yes.
Is more important than whoever you like. You cannot hold on to someone that you like just because for the sake of liking, and then you're willing to see the country going down. Or what
Yeah, but I'm saying in that wrong mentality. Can I come back? Just because the other tribes don't like him, he's a Darod, he's not from Hamar. Yeah. Why can't they just go along for the country's sake? Like, I'll give him another 4-year term, get some stability, improve the country, get the economy up, yeah? Then maybe your man will become president in 4 years' time, Herr Hamar, you know what I mean? Instead of starting a civil war and creating millions of refugees for the next 10, 20 years, well, we've been through that in the 90s. Like, I don't understand this. Like, that's why we're talking about accountability. It's the people. They curse themselves with this crazy tribalistic mentality. They can't accept another guy because he's a different tribe to be president and the leader. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But Formaggio had 4 years. The only reason there was a conflict is because he wanted to add 2 more years. But Alhamdulillah, he said he's gonna stop that. The parliament voted to go back, that there will be elections. Horta Farmaajo waa nin Mareyxaan, waa nin Daarood Soomaali waxa uu ku leeyihiin. He can become president. Qof uu diidi karto ma jirto. But there has to be election every 4 years.
Okay, can I come back, brothers? Do you guys agree with the 4.5 system? Are you for it or against it, or do you prefer this new 21st century one man, one vote?
or not? Are you against that or of course I'm against the full
Yeah, everybody's against it.
Yeah, everyone's against that, really. I don't think no one supports that. Well, I think everyone is some people are more towards the deen run by the Sharia. Some people are more towards, if we live in the 21st century and this is how the world is running, we have to have some type of governance, right? It's just how the world is. So for me, it has to be some type of system where the best man for the job. And if that's through voting and the Sha'ib, why not? What's your thoughts on that? Ooh, is it winter freeze? Yeah, what's your thoughts on that winter freeze?
Yeah, it has to go 21st century. Like, end of the day, let's be real. The Turks are there. They're there for their own reasons, for resources and oil, but they built a lot of the infrastructure, the roads, the big airport there. I'm just saying, let's go in that direction, more positive, instead of my tribe has to be in charge or the other rival tribe. If he's in charge, we're going to start a civil war. I just don't get this mentality, you know what I mean? Like the British killed themselves after the Second World War, 80 million of them in Europe after they wanted to defeat the Nazis. That tribalistic mentality gets you nowhere. It just flames. We've seen it. The last 30 years, we've been Somalis around the world. We've been shamed, innit? We're living in poverty in a white man's land. Faces racism, poverty. Why are we gonna create it again? You know what I mean? So anyway, good night, brothers. That's my little 2 pence for tonight. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam, my brother. Thank you for coming through, Winter Soldier. Big up. Ilmi.
MashaAllah.
My brother came over. Well, I came with some fire, bro. I big up Winter.
Yeah.
Winter freeze. He came as cold. He came in, he breezed. Well, I see you. But what do you think what the brother's saying? I think what the brother's saying is, and I think he said he was whatever boy, by the way, I think he's speaking. I think enough's enough now. I think he's speaking for the refugee generation. I think he's speaking for fed up on what? Do you get where I'm coming from?
100%.
And I think the Somalia the way darling. Okay, this is why I say social media is great. So they're doing from the click of your phone.
Yeah, especially
and these guys can't hide behind this is what I try to tell Kay. Me and Kay had a heated debate about this recently, but and I was saying, Kay, we live in a century, doing condom and I think that keep fed up weight dialing.
Well, Orta, a lot of things has to change. Somali mentality, wallahi, tribalism, Orta, Qabil, I don't think it's gonna change. I think Qabiyalit is gonna be less in the future. But the tribalistic said, the Qabiyalit is gonna. I think it will end in the future, but the people will still talk about tribe on and how they're gonna recognize each other on tribe. But I think the Qabiyalit will stop. There has to be one man, one vote. The younger generation need to take charge of this country because the older generation in the last 30 years I know. Let's be real.
I'm tired, man. I'll tell you, like even Maymuna said it the best. We are tired, wallahi. Like I said, adults learn that shit. Wallahi, I think everyone's just tired, and then just seeing the worst thing is
video.
Yeah, go and send the video on the link, and the worst thing is the new generation sees the potential.
It's one of it was a former.
Go ahead, Wallah, come through.
Was the former speaker of the house. He said, "I want to apologize to every young Somali that we, the older generation, could not give you what our older generation gave to us." Wallah, he spoke very good. Wallah.
So do you think it's about time Nikas accountability for semester? He took a thank you because we go. Wallah, I'm not gonna lie to you. These they breeded. Wallah, you know what the guy made? He made lost generations. Do you get what I'm coming from? Because none of us. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm in my early 30s. Wallah, When I speak to my parents, my uncles, they grew up in such a wadan or khatara. Like we all missed that.
So,
Yeah. So go and play. Well, actually, send the link. Send the link.
okay, 1 second, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yo, Daps, you there?
Yeah, I'm listening to you guys. For once,
What
I'm
do you think
quiet.
about that? Yeah, what do you think about that though? This guy apologizing. You just heard the brother Winter Freeze. He came in, he breezed. We're gonna call him Breeze from now on. Well, he came in, dropped some hot points, yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think he speaks for a lot of people that are fed up or
Of course,
whether you're whether
definitely,
you're
no,
Fred,
definitely,
you
yeah.
know them
No,
ones.
no, I don't want that. I don't want that. You have to bear in mind. I think I don't know if you're 2 years older than me or 3 years or something. But I think I'm in my 30s, so I'm 31 now. So alhamdulillah, I haven't seen Somalia in a peace. Let's be really honest with each other.
Same here.
I've seen just moving up and down from government to government, from this to that, from trying this to that. Wallah, what that? You give it, you lose hope. And I don't want to lose hope. This is your country, this is your place. Or what they call it. But I'm just fed up with that idiots. Wallah, idiots are governing us. I'm tired of that, bro.
I know. That's why the video. Guys, go back to the video earlier in the stream where I see these guys all sitting in a room. Not a care in the world of what these guys and their actions.
Nothing happened. Like nothing
Like their
happened.
actions.
Yeah, like nothing happened, bro. Like it's nothing. Like that's what I'm wondering. Like Nimakan, are they seen as heroes? Are they seen as rebellion? Are they seen as someone or matter or what the Kukor stack said? I don't know how these people, because you know what? I think Somalis will judge you by your tribe. Wallah al-Adi, I'm sorry to say, but I don't think a lot of Hawiya will support Farmajo because of not Hawiya. You know what I mean? If this would be a Hawiya thing, if the prime minister
I sent a
or the
link.
president would,
Chat Kafir in the normal chat, the link. It's a
Is it
beautiful
in the
speech.
private?
No, the other one. Yeah, it's a beautiful speech.
Oh yeah, the normal one. Allah, it's Professor Muhammad Ismail. I love this guy. 5 minutes,
Jawari,
let's watch it. Yeah, I like him. I like this
guy.
I like this guy, Professor. I'll call him the Professore. Professore. And it's fucking about time. This generation's about time.
Yeah, that they apologize. Bema, wallah. Because they seen nabad wa arken.
When I was chatting to a couple of people, they grew up. It's like you gotta be jealous sometimes. Like 1 second.
100%.
waan fariistay waxaan isweydiiyey haddaan idin hor imaado waa maxay waxyaabahan aan idin sheegi karo waa maxay maxaan idin dhihi karaa markaan aad u fakeray waxaa igu horeeya aan rabo inaan idin iraahdo oon idin mariyo dhalinyarada Soomaaliyeed anigoo ku hadlaya dhammaan dadka Soomaaliyeed muwaadiniinta Soomaaliyeed oo konton jir iyo wixii ka weyn ah magacooda anoo ku hadlaya inaan idin iraahdo dhalinyarada Soomaaliyeed naga raalli ahaada naga raalli ahaada waayo wixii annaka jiilkii annaka naga horeeyay faci naga horeeyay waxa ay noo dhiibeen aan ku soo barbaarnay idinma hayno maanta idinma dhiibi karno naga raalli ahaada haddaan idin dhaxal siinay dal oo weli ishaystay isdilaya ama aan weli nabadii iyo amnigii weli ka jirin dhexdiisii haddii ay jiraan naga raalli ahaada haddii wixii aad tiranayseen ama noloshii wanaagsaneed aad rabteen inaad dhisataan hadday idinka carqaladaysan tahay oo taa idinkaga tegayo naga raalli ahaada waayo waxaan rabaa in yar wax hadda cusub idinma sheegayo maanta oo dhan saa u doodayseen iyo warbixinada aan dhegaysanayay waxay aad u tilmaamaysaa in basay dhalinyaro uu soo ifbaxayo oo aad noo dhiirigelinayso hase yeeshee waxaa la yidhaahdaa qofka meeshii uu ka yimid aan garanaynin meel uu socdana ma yaqaan in yar aan idinkaga hadlo 3 qaybood oo noloshayda ka mid ah si ay daaqad idinku furanto meesha aad u socotaan ay u caddaato anigu waxaan dhashay 5 sano ka bacdi markii dagaalkii labaad uu dhamaaday waxaan ku soo barbaaray Soomaaliya marka aan ku dhashay aan ku soo koray waxay ahayd Soomaaliya oo aan lahayn ururo aan lahayn calankan Soomaaliya buluuga aad arkaysaa markaa ma jirin weli Soomaali oo markaa doonayso gobonnimo inay ka baxdo waxaa dhashay markii aan dhalinyaro ka hadlayno maskaxdeena markiiba waxay aadaa 13 dhalinyaro oo kulmay oo Somali Youth League la baxay Somali Youth Club Somali Youth League la soo baxay ay maskaxdeena aadaa taariikhda waxay ku sameeyeen ilaa maantadan xusid mudan bay ku yaalaan waayo raadadkii ay dhaafeen baan weli ku soconnaa yaana soo barbaariyay annaka oo markaa aan dhalinyarada ahayn axzaabtii siyaasiga ahaa iyo dhalinyaradii waxay abuureen oo mar walba iskuulaadka elementary noogu imanay oo nagu wacdinay oo caruur yar annaka abayna oran jireen madaxdii beritaa tihiin waxaa yeela waxaan hayeelina saa yeela waana kicinayeen intaa waxay nagu abuurayeen Soomaalinimo ka soo gudub xorriyaddii baan ku qaadanay isla ayagii falsafadii ay nagu abuurayeen iyo wacyigii iyo wacyigelinteena siinayaan ayaan ku soo gaarnay ilaa 69kii يعني marka ururo waa jireen ururo madax banaan ururo dhalinyaro ururada macallimiinta ururada oo shaqaalaha isgaarsiinta ururada caafimaadka ururadaas badan ay jiray oo xukuumadda talaabada ay qaadaysaba annaka dictate gareyn jirnay annaka u yeerin jirnay haday leexatana waan ku kici jirnay taas la yiraahdo dimuqraadiyada ururada loo sameeyay looma sameeyay aniga golay iyo kaas noqonay reerkii hiblay ku faa'iideysana waxa loo sameeyay waxa weeyaan difaaciiso arrimaha aad aaminsan tahay caqliyan ummadaas ay ku hormarayso ayaa loo sameeyaa mooyaane reer hiblow iyo futabicid kale looma sameeyo waxaa markaa muddo aan ku soo soconnay dhallinyaronimadii markii aan ku jirnay kontonaadkii ilaa lixdanaadkii laga soo gaarayay ma ahayn urur dhalinyaro oo sugaya in mucaawano ay xukuumadda ka helaan ama mucaawano urur oo marata NGO ayaamahan la baxay ay ka sugaan ama United Nations ay ka sugaan ma ahayn waa u baahneen lacag inaan ku wadno afkaarta aan wadano iyo waa xorriyadda aan gaarin aan rabnay waxaan xusuustaa maalin ilaa hadda aan xusuustaa waxaa samayn jirnay si aan fundraising arrinta yani lacag inaan urursano oo aan buugaag uga soo gadno dadka marata wax ugu qorno waxbarashada meelaha aan ku samaynayno lacag la'aan baan ugu dhacday mar waa isu nimid waa fakirnay xageen lacagta ka keenaa yani shilin Soomaali ma hayno maxaan haynaa xageen ka keenaa waxaanu sameynay riwaayadii aan sameynay marka gabdho waan ugu jireen laakiin habeen waxaan xusuustaa gabadhii ugu jirtay riwaayad inay soo baaqatay aniga diraca la geliyay adiga xoogaa dhoodhoobanaya diraca la garma lahayn markaas ma si habeenkaas u galno markii hore markaan bilaabaynay 3,000 lagu galay markii dambe la jeclaysan nus shilin baan geynay ilaa bugaagtan basic way la dhahay af Ingiriisiga aan dadku ku barin aan ku soo gadno soo ururino walaalayaal waad samayn kartaan adigoon cidna baryin baad ururkaaga dhisan kartaa siyaasadda samayn kartaa hore u socon kartaa xukuumadda aad martaa xakameyn kartaa baarlamaanka aad keeni kartaa war adaa iskale dalkan waad jiiftay kac
Wow. I was loving the speech. I was pumping the fist in the air. I was like, hey, yeah, I needed to hear this. Welcome on into the Mesopotamian tribalism. Shit. She's me. I'm like, what the fuck? Wait. Yeah. Maybe like that. Oh, my hair. That's my new hero. What's his name? His name's Sister
Professor Jawari.
Professor was it Mohammed
something Jawari.
It's something Jawari. Someone whoever knows him. Well, he spoke rhythms. He spoke bars, man. Look at he
especially the first 2 minutes.
What touched me. I know what I resonated because I feel like this. I think like Brother Winter Freeze. I think like Umaddan Ilmi. I think Umadda Somali they're done.
Yeah.
Especially the first generation refugees. I think it's the first generation refugees really mainly. Because I speak to them. They don't really give a shit. They're confused, in it. So not all of them. Not all the Daliora, I'm not going to name it, but there's a generation that's fed up or Khatian tagging. Do you get where I'm coming from? And when I mean Khatian tagging, I'll show you, I'm going to play a next video, yeah?
Yeah.
And this video means, I saw this the other day, it's happened in Minnesota, and it's the Minnesota community guy, man. And Helmi, this is the reason why I say, I've never said Somali speakers, let's fix the nation. I always say, let's heal the nation. What them can't do, no, my family, before we could fix things. You get where I'm coming from? 100%. So we're gonna watch this next video, and this is why I always say, well, it is on our shoulders to, I think on our shoulders we have to fix their mistakes, and there's no point in complaining, because if we don't watch this video, guys. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's good.
waxaa toddobaadyadii u dambeysay soo badanayay cabashada ka imaaneysa Soomaalida degan waqooyiga magaalada Minneapolis cabashadaasi oo la xiriirta dhanka amniga kuwaasi oo sheegay in dhac iyo boob loo geysto har iyo habeenba Soomaalidan oo isugu soo baxay deegaanka ay ku nool yihiin ayaa waxa ay baaq u direen laamaha amniga kan deegaanka iyo waliba duqa magaalada Minneapolis waxayna sheegeen in ay doonayaan in cabashadooda wax laga qabto
xasiifa ma haysano baabuurtii carruurta ku jirta la cararay maalba baabuur baa la qaataa everyday dadka shaqada aadaya xataa habeenkii shaqada way joojiyeen manajeriintuna waxba way ka qaban laayihiin alveer gudihiisana lagu soo galaa oo bistooladna lagu qabtaa soo berri markaan dhiman waxba nooma qaban kartaan dadkaan dooranno maanta haddaad noo hadli weydaan berri markaan dhimannahay imaanina meeshaan ku dhammaanay waxaa weeyaan meeshaan inta waa ku dhammaanay aadaan ugu dhammaanay wax naga celinaya ma jirto waxaan u badannahay haween iyo ciyaal iyo odayaal dhalinyar laguma jirto ilmiyo gaari ku jira lagala carray everydayna weeyaan waxa bil hadday dhacdo waa samri kartaa sanadka hadduu mar dhaco waa samri kartaa laakiin shanta beri Monday to Friday maalba gaari baan laga carray maqribkii meesha lagu gaaro 5 hadda kulligii ma soo bixi karno adeeg ma soo doonano caano ma soo doonano hana laga soo gaar dadka dooranno waxa way bari marka laba qof la dilo saddex qof la dilo ayaa soo ordaysaan isku kan sawiraysaan hadda naga soo gaara naay maada
waxaan horta salaamayaa bahda saxaafadda oo u daadeynaya deeq darajo aadna dadka u caawiyo maaragtay gobolka Minnesota aad dadka maaragtay arrimahan oo kale uga kaalmeeya intaa kadib waxa weeye kumbarigan gurigan muddo imika 2 sano oo kumbariga dambeynta uu joogay naftii iyo maalkiiba dhibaato badan baan ku qabnaa ubadkii banaanka looma soo bixin karo baabuurtii dumarkii baakadimada loo taagan yahay ilaa 5 ilaa 6 baabuur waa la dhacay dhibaato kale oo fara badan waa loo geystaa dadka qof dumar oo boorso wata albaabka ma soo bixi karto marka waxa weeye wax intayna dhicin ayaa laga hortagaa gabadhaan hadda iga soo horjeeda shalay guriga hortiisa baabuurkeedii lagaga qaatay sareeda kaale marka dadka dhibaatadaas ay qabaan dawladdii ugu weyneyd ee badda maaragtay dhulka maaragtay ammaankeedu ugu fiicnaana waan joognaa marka kumbanigan intii ka horreysay kumbanigii hore gurigu seefti waa sukuuri adag buu lahaa bannaanadaas habeenkii la iska caweyn jiray baabuur lama dhici jirin qof boorso lagama qaadan jirin laakiin kumbanigan dambe intuu yimid guriga iyo dad iyo nafta waa khatar bay ku sugannahay
annagu haddaanu nahay dadka xaafadan degan waa dhibaataysannahay waxaan u dhibaataysanahay waa dad degan u Minneapolis ama meel kale ka yimaada gobolka hadduu dhaco xaafadna xaafad way u geli weyday aniga bidhinka dheer 2 gabdhood aan dhalay baa degan aniguna 2 baan deganahay habeenkii afurkii markay hadday aqalka igu yimaadaan way seexdaan banaanka looma baxayo waxa loogu bixi waayay niman baabuurta baakinada ku soo galaya baabuur bay wataan kii aqalka degan iyo kii soconaya ma kala fahmaysid waliba bidhinkan dheer bidhin 1 waa dhibaataysan yahay wiishka dhexdiisii baa lagugu baaranayaa hadday booso tahay hadday lacag tahay hadday tahay gaarigaagii hadday tahay naftaadii bal adiga qof xanuunsan hadduu doono dhiikar buu qabaa macaan buu qabaa oo xabad lagu qabtay oo lagu soo galay guriga dhexdiisii wiishkii loogu soo galay naxdin baa dadkii dishay waxa weeye annagu cabsi baan ku noolahay dee inaan waxaan malaynayaaba in lagu daawanayaba waayo dadka jooga ka mas-uulka ofiskan dad mas-uul qaadaya maaha dadkii haystay anigu 16 baan soo degay dad fiican bay ahaayeen oo sukuurad baan haysanay sukuuradka noloma ogola ofisku kamarad buu leeyahay haddii aqalka hortiisa lagugu dilo kamarad horta u timaadid lagu baari maayo ofiska waxa weeye waa ka dacwoonaynaa wix alla waxay qusayso waxa weeye community ay qusayso ilahaan u horeyso community Soomaalida oo dhanba waa waxa weeyaan hana soo gaaraan anaga baqdin baan ku noolahay aqal uma gudbo gobolka haduu dhaco ilmaha banaanka jooga ma soo qabsanaysid dad noo eeg baana dhacaya oo Soomaali u bidhaansanaya dad noo eeg baa anagana dhaca anaga qof dubshiisa cad ah inama dhaco waa dad madow dadkana dhacayo annaga dad madow noo eeg walaalahaya oo aanan ka filaynin baana dhacaya oo dhibaatada aan la qaybsano oo la mid nahay annaga waxa weeye dad cadaan inama dhaco waa dad nala mid oo dadkana dhacayo ana la soo gaaro biriis ana la soo gaaro nolol xumo kuma noorin ma markuu meed dhacaba noo imanaysan dadka marka la laayo gudaha noo soo galo aqalkii un baa noo dhiman in lagu soo galo waayo banaanka gobolka haduu dhaco ma bixi karno ma istaagi karno waxa weeye waa kula socdaan hadda shalay bidintuu baan deganahay gabadh iga soo jeeda waxa weeye gaarigeedii bay ka soo degtay labadii barkii ay soo degtay xabad baa lagu qabtay waa labadii barkii duurnimo way adgagaxday waa laga qaatay mobilka gaariga waa laga qaatay saaka shaqeynay waxay ku tagtay mare ilma bay u xoogsatay gaariga laga qaaday bilayska wuxuu yimi 2 saacadood ka bacdi booliska la wacay wuxuu yimi 2 saacadood ka bacdi dhibaatadana haysa waxa weeyaan halka dii qof lagu dilo boolisku 2 saac 3 saac ka bacdi noo yimaada marka waxa weeyaan anaga hana la soo gaaro xaq baan ku leenahay dadka anu Mareykankan waxa weeye dad u dhashay baan nahay waxa weeye baasaboorkiis baan haysanaa anaga Soomaali ahaan maxaan noola bidhaansanaya
Allahumma salli ala sayidina Muhammad aniga oo ah Abdi Majid Sheekh Maxamed kana mid ah dadka degan apartment preview magaalada Minneapolis North Minneapolis ayaa waxaanu ka cabanaynaa dhibaato badan oo na soo wajahday muddo ilaa imika sanada waad aragtaan shacabkii way soo wada baxeen waxa weeyaan waxaan ka cabanaynaa ilaa 20 baabuur ayaa mar walba la qaataa oo kii ugu dambeeyay shalay toole ayaa maalin cad la qaatay waxa kale la sameeyaa habeenkii baa lagu qabtaa baaskoolado waxa lagu qabtaa mindiyo haweenkii caruurtii iskuulka aroorta la saarayay lama saari karo nabadgelyadii ayaa aad u xumaatay habeenkii iska badaa dharaartii baan meel loo dhaqaaqaan jirin marka waxaan halkan ka codsanaynaa duqa magaalada iyo Hannibal County iyo cid alla cid ay khusayso iyo dadka aan dooranno sida Ilhaan Umar inay noo yimaadaan oo ay dhibka ayna haysta ayna arkaan in badan baan dacwoonay oo qaybta office-ka aan ku dacwoonay ilaa hadda wax ka qabtay ma jirto parkinadu ma laha building-kanu ma laha wax la yiraahdo security oo ilaaliya muddadii hore uu lahaa safety-ga waagii hore si fiican bay ahayd laakiin hadda wax safety ma hayno waxaan mar labaad iyo mar saddexaad aan ku baaqaynaa dadka ay khusayso public housing-ga dadka lacagta naga bixiya guryaha ay khusayso in ay si degdeg ah arrintaas u soo farageliyaan waxa si gaar ah u hadlaya community Soomaalida hooyooyinkii way socon jireen way wareegi jireen way iska jimicsan jireen parking-kan ma sameyn karaan
Soomaalida degan anagoo dhib weyn baan qabnaa apartment-iga dhammaantood maalin walba gaariyada la qaadanaya ma bixi karo albaabada isma taagi karo xataa baashi dharka lagu dhaqanayo maalin walba waa la fujistaa albaabada waa la jabsadaa waxaan u baahanahay ma soo qabsan karo dhibaato aad weyn baan haysata waxaan ka codsanaynaa qolada ay qusayso ee guryaha ee dadka caawiya lacagta ka bixiya inayna soo gaaraan ayna caawiyaan baan aad iyo aad uga codsanaynaa safety-geenu wuu xun yahay maalin walba gaari baa la qaadanaya baaskoolad baa la nagu qabanaya midida la nagu qabanaya safety-geenu habeen iyo maalintoona wadnahan farta ku haynaa ilmaha iskuuladii lama saari karo alifbeetarkii baa dadkii la isku dilay la isugu soo galaya please waxaan u baahanahay dawladda iyo cidda qusaysaba in la caawiyo insha Allah
waxaan salaamayaa baxda saxaafadda ugu horeeya deeq darajo waxaan ka dacwoonaynaa waxaan ka cabanaynaa qolo mooryaan ah oo had iyo jeer na soo weerarta oo awal habeenkiiba imaan jireen maalintii soo dhiganaysa bastooladay sitaan tooriyay awal sidan jireen tooriyadii markii wax laga qaban waayay bastooladay soo qaateen habeenkii bay soo gali jireen hadda maalintii way soo galaan har cad bay saaka ay shalay 2 gabdhood soo eriyeen markii dambana gaari bay qaateen cid wax ka qabanaysa male meesha security male safety male waa barakfi apartment meesha deganahay oo nooradka safety male qolada guriguna waxay ka qabanaysaa ma jiro waxna kama qaban karna bay dhahan arinta wax ka hortagoon samayn karaa iyo waxaan ka qaban karaa ma jirto bay dhahan company aad u liita ayaa haysta marka waxaan leenahay cid kasta oo wax ka qaban karta waxaan ugu baaqaynaa in ay cid wax ka qaban kartaa oo dhan ka qabato
bilika ayaa wax ka deganahay dhibka ku qabna waxa waaye niman madow ah ayaa baarkinka imaanaya oo xabado wataan oo mataqaanay dhowr qof mataqaanay ka qaateen mataqaan baabuurti ka qaateen baabuurti ay la cararayaan baarkinka ku jiraan ewel habeenkii sheekadeeda hadda maalintii cad shalay anagoo taagan ayaa gabdho laga qaatay oo buildingka degan maalin cadday sheekada ku soo aruurtay ewel habeen kaliya ahayd marka lama soo bixi karo managerka waa u sheegnay waxa ku dhaana anaka lacag baa bixinaa guriga mataqaanay lacag baan laga qaadaa kirana laga qaadaa safety hadaan ku dareemin why are we paying the money we don't have safety here so waxa u baahanahay ma garanaysaa in mataqaanay oo wax laga qabto meeshaan inta mataqaanay dad aan mataqaanay lagu dilin ama dib inta ka weyn uusan ka imaanin managerinta waa u sheegnay 100 jeer u sheegnay waxna kama qabanayaan
Yes, Elmi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. But who were the people that stealing from them? I didn't understand.
Well, I don't know. Probably the neighborhood, ain't it?
Other black people, yeah. Other
I
black
don't know
people,
who it
yeah.
is. I don't know my Somali, but do you think Somali said I may school get hand? I don't think Somali by hand.
Sah.
I don't think Somali. So I must say I don't know Minnesota. The break in Karumat, you know, Mel Wallet. North America,
Yeah.
Mel Wallet.
Sah.
The question is, everyone's telling me, Maya said, Maya Muna said, oh, where's Ilhan Omar? Wow, we all know where she is, man. She's too busy taking Jewish, that we all know, kosher meat, the milk vodka shit. You know them ones. Or either way, she's at gay parades. She's living her life, innit? You know where I'm coming from. So that gay vodka, they measure big gay. But struggles kuchira. So again, accountability. African accountability. Even at all, because it is crazy.
Sah. That's crazy, wallah. But this frequent is crazy, Marcus. That happens that frequently.
But then again, I don't know. Did she say there's people that look like Kaspa Wahanugusumeni in a man? Are they Somali? Somali Haskusumeni song, yeah? That is a bigger mushkil.
That is a big problem, Marcus.
But I don't know, they're actually every time because this story I saw it today, I was like, raw, what the hell?
But if there was Somali, they would recognize each other, Somali.
I don't know something, man. Come on, community talk.
Yeah, the Somalis.
But
Yeah,
I
they
don't
would
think
recognize each other.
But then again, where's the Dalira to Wallen?
Maybe.
Huh?
Or from other neighborhoods, Imana. But it's crazy.
Come on, yeah, half key away then. And plus, America, isn't it a place here? Isn't it open gun? Have the man wouldn't carry. It's another thing.
Yeah, they come. I've never been, so, but I heard, they have. I don't know Minnesota, the state itself, has what policies it has.
But, yeah.
Yeah, but it's crazy, wallah.
No,
but they get robbed like that.
That's crazy, man. Even the other day, I was talking to Muhammad Amin from South Africa, yeah? This year alone, 17 Somali Bala Mario to Kanaska stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Minnesota na shekada sakadasa. It's crazy. 17 Bala Mario, 17 Somali shop.
Yeah, South Africa is crazy.
17 sanad kan. And waxaan ku jirnaa bishii shanaad.
South Africa is crazy, wallah. I have a cousin who is there. Who lives now in South Africa. He's working there. South Africa is crazy, wallah.
That's it. Musa, what do you think about Musa said, yeah? I would go, who said this in the chat? I would hire private security.
Who's gonna pay for that, man? That comes
Yeah. You get me? Yeah. They look like, I don't know, the Masakina in the Axela school or some Karayan.
Yeah, they don't think they can pay for private security.
But then again, why don't you become private security? That's Somali private security in Afghan, you know, like, because think about case like, you know, Zuckerberg. In a key around Trayvon Scuddling in America, and he got away with it.
Okay.
In America, yeah, this was about a couple of years ago. The guy's called Trayvon Martin, yeah, the guy's called George Zimmerberg, I think, or something like that, isn't it? Yeah, Zuckerberg, Zimmerberg,
Yeah,
something like that.
the white. Okay.
Yeah, he was neighborhood watch. Wallah, in Kiranu, Saadi Udili, Bokassa. The
Yeah,
kid was just wearing a hoodie.
well,
Yeah, and he got away with it. So why can't Somali the neighborhood watch? Yeah, like I said, neighborhood watch or like school or security company inside the community. license kiisa xabadahooda iska wataan cidii juuq iyo jaaqii waxay wataan xabadaa lagu furaya. That's I don't know. But then again, Somali Islam is still shaqeynay. Then Somali Islam is still shaqeynay. That's the problem. Because they got these facilities. I'm sure they're going to community facilities كانوا يوحنا حاجتهم وياها اسطنبول. على كل حال I'm not really sure.
That's crazy والله.
Because أنا حافظنا وأنا حوق لقوا حيستوي لي جيس لا ما نعرف.
Yeah, but that's crazy that they are complaining that much and they're not getting a response.
I don't know, well, that's crazy. It is crazy, man.
Well, Somalia, that's why we need to rebuild the country. Well,
that's exactly what I said. Imagine that. Imagine that. Wadan dhanba ka soo qaxday. Wadan kala timid waxa isleeyahay wadankaas xabada lagu dhufanayo waxa lagu leeyahay naagta saddex jeer baa guriga lagu jabiyay xabada lagu erinayo xabada wajiga laga saarayo. That's crazy.
Yeah, what you gonna do here?
Yeah, definitely. It's simple. License kina xabadihiina iska wataa oo legita. You for self-defense.
صح.
Yeah.
America is crazy, especially being black in America. So that's the way they portray it. If you get pulled over, there's a chance you can get killed. That's crazy.
Allah. Imagine that Gary was scored a top boom. They tell you don't move. Okay, I need to see a license. The minute you go for your license, he moved. Because I was scared to get you know that.
Yeah, somebody not to get that even that scared of seeing a cop.
No, I don't know about that, man. Somalia is tough. Especially, sorry, I hate to say this, but Mogadishu, come on, man. Well, I've reported on 36 bombings in 2 years.
No, you mean bombings like Halusa, but no cop is gonna pull you over and shoot you dead.
Yeah.
We all know we have a problem. 100%. That's a big problem. That's why I always say amniga is the most important thing that the president has to tackle. That has to be number one priority.
Because I'm going to do that. The worst one is in Badan Ban Karhis Mokri, but the one in the Mahayero, I got a Shangali Kada. I think I ended with Shangali Kada. I mean, Mahayat is for the Oskasha Hani, Daliro, but Shakada Sokala.
Crazy Somali.
Again, only me and everyone on Somali speakers, how do you tackle situations like that? Of Sidal Kala.
Wallah, what can I say? Wallah, it's crazy. Oh, you mean for not in America, Makalusa?
No.
Wallah, I do not know. I'm from Holland. Holland is quite peaceful. You don't have that problem, so I would not know.
I'm talking about I'm not talking about Holland. I'm talking about what
Somalia. The security. Amniga. I don't have the answers.
Because how do you think? Because I don't think Admiga, you know Admiga. I don't think Admiga. I think that's a
but the ship, if they are scared of the other people because they do not trust their own government. For instance, even Farmagia made promises if a building gets bombed, the government's gonna pay. If somebody says where the bombing or or he's gonna give them a reward or he's gonna send them to another country for his safety. You know, even he made big promises oo amniga oo ku saabsan.
Yeah, but
Not
this is
one
the thing, the
went into
Malalo
fruition.
Siyasi, but then again, come on, man. This is the oldest trick in the book, Malalo. Siyasi or done. Sagal wuxuu ku oranaya. Every single siyasi adduunka waa siyaasadaasi.
Farmaajo, he did one thing correct. He built the military. If he added amniga hadduu ku dari lahay oo magaalada Muqdisho nabad ka dhigi lahay and the surrounding areas, the people would love him more. 100%. The people would love him 100% more.
So cilmi, okay, then waxaad u taagan tahay ninka dambe uu kursiga soo fadhiistaa. That is his number one job, priority number one kowa.
If the president himself cannot go outside of his own house, why? It's the crazy Somalia has.
Well, shakawalan haoranta.
It was last the University of Somalia, Jamaat Umud Somalia, had a ceremony for the graduation. It was literally 200 meters or 300 meters from the Villa Somalia where the president lives. He could not attend because of security issues. 300 meters from his residence. That's crazy to even say that.
Warunta. It is cilmi. That's why I say I've always said this walaal nasiibadan walaalaha koonfureed hashay. Agalanse walaal dhamaanta ummadda Soomaaliyeed dadka dhageysanaya ummadda muslimiinta aan duceysano nasiibadan waa nasiibo aad u xun.
صح. aad waa 100%.
waa 100 aad. I don't know.
Nasiba. Yeah, and we, this generation, we cannot say that we have done anything wrong. So who's to blame? You understand?
Then Shakara, but then this is why I made the subject accountability. Should we take the blame and blame ourselves, Imaka? And in order to take the blame and blame ourselves is to make changes. What do you think, Walala? Instead of saying, Imaka, if the shirk can take honestly, you know what? I'm gonna ourselves to blame because I don't know, man. Because that's when I'm could do money or what's a many. It man that man iman. For
instance, if they are your neighbors, for instance, you live in a house and your neighbors are those people, and if you want to say something to the government, those people will come after you and your family. There is no, the Sha'abka have no, they do not trust the government enough to protect him. Who's going to protect them and his family? Even if you know who's going to protect him, if there was, if the government was on it 24/7, protecting the person, if they said something, the people in Mogadishu will talk, but they're afraid for their own lives. Why are they paying double taxes if they were not afraid?
Is that true though, all our enemy? Is that fabricated more?
They pay double taxes. In the sense of not for instance the big companies, not for instance property tax.
No. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Bakaro. For instance, the big markets, they pay double taxes. The shipping companies, every container that's coming pays taxes, double taxes. Even outside the Hammer, if they're selling a property, they pay double taxes.
Yeah,
Wakaas korne.
They will go to Kofkin and Dido while I check the word month.
Yes. Yes, because they don't even need to do anything because people are already afraid of what would they do. Because I don't think I haven't heard somebody being shot because they didn't pay taxes, but they all know if you do not pay, something will happen. So they're paying.
This is what I said.
Some people report, I don't know if it's correct. Some people reported 50 million a month. Yeah.
How do you do like daily? I know like I'm saying, we'll get for a month again. I had to get something go on scale straight away. Yeah. How is it? How is it day-to-day life? Like,
normal.
Explain to me your day-to-day life. Don't you feel like somewhere in deep
No, of course, especially if you go dhanka oo magaalada meesha maraysid on that specific wadada oo la dhaho Makal Mukarrama, that's where the most things happen. That's where the government is where the big hotels are. If you go there is something in the back of your mind. For instance, I remember a few months ago, I was driving on the road and there were Amazons, African Union troops. They were driving behind me, and there was a traffic jam in front of me. So they were driving next to me, literally next to me, and I was in my car, and there was a traffic jam. I was like, well, what I did, I parked my car. I went on the road. I parked my car, and I parked the car, and I went out of my car and waited until they moved, because something could happen. That's the problem. Something could happen.
Shit. So I'm saying,
so that's why the amniga is the most important for me, because I live in the capital. I live here. My family is here. That is the number one priority, even not only the capital, the whole country. But you have to start at the capital. You can. How are you a functioning government while your capital is not safe?
That's true. What did the sister say to her? Yeah. These guys were like they're a dirty problem, man. Well, like people don't realize, you know. Do you know what I mean? Even these guys were like what they're behind here is that a lot of people not didn't take a as well, you know that. On a slide. dadka imika dhalinyarada imika xagunka qorbaa kusoo koray marka waxaan oo kale arkaan ay balaayo dhigaa lagu akhrinayo. Do you understand? So they do a lot of bullshit. Wallahi, they do a fucking lot of bullshit, man.
Wallahi, yeah, it's crazy. Somalia.
So imika I know it was saddex qof oo ku dhintay Mozi recently as well. Elan Haristo. I do it 2 days ago in Mogadishu.
Yeah, qaraxa dhacay meesha asluubta lahay.
Asluubta
waa meesha ciidanka asluubta joogaan. It's crazy, Somalia waxaas amal, if you think about it.
It is, bro. For me,
it's normal now. For me, it's now. If I hear something, for me, it's normal now. If I hear something, I just mind my business. I just go, because I get used to it. I got used to it now, of hearing a blast.
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna let everyone know. I'm gonna Khalid up Malin Sihun Bar Haladir School Rakabsan. Yeah. And then he realized I ain't do it. Then one day he was on the stream, I came and I'm like, yo, bro, you cannot help but talk about this. It's like a book. It's on YouTube. It's everywhere. It's like, bro, is it so normalized? But Khalid so no one arki عاصمته mentioned again governor and it did big you know the month.
No, but 30 years ago, it was Qabil's tribes were fighting each other. But now you're not fighting tribes. Now you're fighting a belief system or something what they believe in. It's beyond Qabil. There's so many Qabils within it. How do you fight it? The government needs. How are they taking taxes, double taxes in the capital city?
Oh no, this is crazy. Amazing. This is why the government needs to come out and say, okay, who are you paying tax to?
That's it.
That's
follow
the
money.
And follow the money
follow
trade.
The money.
Okay, boom.
It's in plain sight. They can
But
fight,
then
they can
again,
do it,
Walala.
but they do it.
But then again, yeah. Do you know what doesn't help as well, Walala? Hold on one accent, yeah. That doesn't make sense as well, Walala, yeah. Dadkii ku jiray gurubabkan all of a sudden dowladday ku jiraan. Marka intii dhoweyd ninkii janaal oo kale. Ciidamahana ku jiray. Sorry, Sheekh Sharifna ma ku jiray. Qoladan al-Shabaab iyo waxaan. General Janal. Ninkan la raadinayay aganasa maalintii dagaalkii balaxaawo ku qaaday.
Janan, yes.
Janan, that's how you pronounce it. Yes, Janan oo kale. One minute qoladunu ku jira, next minute dowladda la soo geliyo shaqa la siiyo. Like that's crazy as well. Like Fahad Yassin oo kale. I mean Fahad Yassin oo qoladunu ku tirsano.
He's the head of the secret service, right?
Was he part of organizations?
He was a journalist for Al Jazeera. I think he's linked to them. I don't know. He was part of it, but he's linked to them. But there are thousands of soldiers within Mogadishu. There are military camps within Mogadishu in its surrounding areas. How can you not tell me that you cannot get 2,000 or 3,000 soldiers, disperse them over the city, and find them? How are you not going to tell me you cannot do that?
That's true, but then again, yes, like you said, that's can you khala garanaydo ya khala saari karayo walaal runta wanaagsan khala saari karaysa
wala kala saaraya if the people get enough confidence in their government, people will talk.
But imka ya kala garanay inankii ay inanta salaadooda dari ilaahay ku tukada ay qoladan ya kala saari karaya.
That's why the intelligence
this is another dangerous thing as well.
Yeah, it's dangerous, but people need to take action.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. The action needs to be taken strictly. Yes. Like big boy action as well.
100%. If the city wants to be safe again, where you can go wherever you want and be safe.
Anytime you want. Anytime you want.
I go wherever I want at any time. Like in the back of your mind, there's still that.
Shaki.
Shaki guys.
Because wallahi maalintii dhoweyd wallahi sheekadii oo Shanghai ka dhacday aad baan ka nahay like aad
صح.
Because in Hargeysa, do you know how many of my cousins and all of that habeenkii qarasa after Asr maghribka قالوا iska shax you know hadana qaylin iska shax tigaysa yeah wallahi gonna play dadkii baa iska caawinayso wadankii baa joogteen it's a whole different climate, everyone's just relaxed, confident, and then bang waxaas oo kala dhacda like that is fucking crazy like nas dhalinyaro future mustaqbalkii waa you know mustaqbal dhan waa
but this is also money. The hotels that get attacked, they do not pay taxes. That's it. That's why they get attacked.
But you can't blame them in other thing.
You cannot blame them. Well, I understand.
You cannot blame them because fair enough, lacag baa iga soo gashay hotel dhan baan dhistay and what you got to remember Somalia oo lacag leh oo nabad leh you have the best beach resort hotels in caalamka adduunka walaalo. I'm talking from Mogoy to ila Konfurka. That's not look like this like all the sea coasts.
Wow. I've been to other cities to the coast of beautiful Somalia. Our country is unbelievable. Why?
When I speak, I go to a place here. It's not Berbera. It's called Al Sheikh. Yeah. Everyone Google it. Wallahi, because Berbera was Magala was port was polluted. This place, oh my god, it's just near Hargeisa, 2 hours away. Actually, it's fucking beautiful, bro. White sandy seas, blue sea, Bokassa. Like on up to wallahi. So like I'm saying, that can hotel on the beach resorts, yeah. Wallahi, masakin ta nafta looking as well. Imagine Melbourne is a back doing this. What the fuck? I
That's crazy.
That's why I like talking to someone that's actually lives in Mogadishu. He's in the field. Wala choga.
What the last Friday I was at
Hold
Lido
on.
Beach.
Yeah.
marka afurna ka bacdi asxaabta friends waxaa raadnay Lido Beach aadnay. We were walking on the beach chilling. Alhamdulillah. Wala wadankeena our country is unbelievable والله.
Choga كورة مليانة حتى عن مقدشو ممال كليل با ممال قبوبة what is it؟
حمر is warm. hadda waa now waa xilli roob lagu jiraa laakiin it's warm. It's not cold maahan.
It's not cold.
It's windy because it's also windy because we have the sea is next to us. We are on the beach on the sea, so it's quite windy. So it's the right climate why Hamar, I would say.
Yeah. Because Berbera, Djibouti, Malaha, Grazer, Kalaka'i was it Bosaso or Kulel.
It's cool
it's too much in it, yeah. So I always thought to myself, I wonder what is Mogadishu's climate like in other months?
It's hot, but not humid, too humid, and it's windy. Why? It's great weather. People from Bokassa, Hamara imaadaan because it's too hot there in specific times.
Yeah, that's like Djibouti, you know, Djibouti. I think they call it Haqabah or some shit like that. They come to like Somaliland, Borama, Hargeisa, Dirdaba, you know the ones.
Yeah, Hargeisa hot me. Is Hargeisa
warm? It has its times, isn't it? It has its times. Yeah, it's warm. It's warm. It's nice. It's all right. It gets warm in it. Yeah.
Hammer also, this April and May.
Yeah.
And March and April, is the harder 2 months, but the rest of the months is quite good, voila. And the sea is literally next to us. You can go to Lido Beach, you can go to Zero Beach. We have that's why Amniga is very important here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Amniga is one of the most important things.
So many people from Harqata, the Rukoiga, Hamar Jogan, Wallah, mashallah, you guys taking over.
What's that? Hamar?
Oh, Hamar Jogtin, yeah. There's so many of you guys, Wallah. It was like, last Friday, I was at the beach. I met 2 girls. I met literally two girls from Rokoi, 2 other guys from Rokoi, just on the beach. They were just talking, friendly. And I was like, what you guys doing here? Some were studying, some were working here.
Mashallah. It is what it is, man.
People the siyasad dadkana kala saara maahan, but those people are still Somali. The politics aan la kala saarto maahane, but there's really Somalian. The people are intermingling, really up to this way. Mashallah.
Yeah. What did brother G Marley said this will be like other people to live amongst us. Yeah, well, I think more people would, but it's just like the boy brother Ilmi saying, I think it's to do with more admin. I think Mogadishu with admin, would be so much of a beautiful place. Like I'm saying.
We have 2 major ports, and they want to be. I think we have more than 2 major ports. If you include all of Somalis.
Well, if you put that, bro, you can make 100 wallah. You get me?
No, even if you say Djibouti, even if you include Djibouti, Hababera, Bosaso, Zela, Hamar, Kismayo, Hobyo are they building. So we have too many. We can make so many ports. The longest coastline. So we can.
Well, I think about just 2 when you can think about many. Hobyo, can it?
Yeah.
Like Hobby is a seaport, isn't it? It's a coastal city, isn't it? I need to look
It's
where
a
Hobby
coastal
is.
it's a coastal house. My father was born where.
I like Hobby, a real Hobby outside.
Yeah, my father's from Hobby.
Yeah.
Wallahi, Somali people, we are the location of Somalia and Somaliland is unbelievable. We are so lucky that we are in that specific location, but we're not benefiting from it.
That's true.
If the country was stable, if we made seaports, Ethiopia is landlocked, Central African Republic is landlocked, Uganda is landlocked, Rwanda, Burundi, all landlocked.
Yeah.
We can supply all them.
Listen, man, Usman, yeah, man. Wallah, Usman smashed it. Big statement. That's 100. Inshallah, we're trying to work on that, man. We just gotta let the goal heal the nation, like I always say. You know.
Yeah.
And that's about it. On that note, wallah, I want to get up early in the morning. Guys, I'll catch you on the weekend. Ilmi.
Inshallah.
And I was going to take it. So big up everyone on Somali speakers.
Everyone.
Yeah, man. Everyone else, my brother. Share, like, and subscribe. I'm probably gonna have a stream on Saturday. Probably Saturday. Inshallah, don't forget Mukarrama.
Everyone next, guys. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah. Alaikum assalam.